Hello, everybody. Let's see who we've got here. I should be live. Hello, Mariseth. Hello, Jason. Hello, Veganosaur. Hello, Pia. It's Tuesday. It's Gem Night. Yes, they come around so quickly, don't they? It's this time again. Hello, Martin. Lots of nice green in the chat. Oh, yeah. Lots of members. Appreciate you guys for being here. Hello, Vegan Anthem. That's correct. Animals are not objects. They are not here for our use. They are not our commodities, and they are not our resources. Hello, Little Vegan Peg. Hello, Vegan Kaz. Yeah, I saw that Chip was live just now. So, yeah, that's cool. God, it seems like Chip's doing a lot in the streets, and yeah, I do want to do that eventually. I know people have asked before if I'm going to live stream from the streets, and honestly, that's like the next thing when I can free up some time in my current schedule. So yeah, I was thinking, I'm not going to go out and invest in, equipment like this splitter and everything to live stream and record at the moment, because when I'm going out onto the streets, it's pretty sporadic. I think in order to invest in that, I need to have at least one day a week where I can commit to going live like I am doing in the evenings. But yeah, with working in the day, I'm working until 5:30 today, so I can only really do an hour and a half. So yeah, going out onto the street, I feel like I'm at like max capacity at the moment, but that will be the next thing. Hopefully when I can drop my hours a little bit, I'll be doing a live stream in the street once a week. So yeah, that'll be the next phase. But yeah, it's really cool because I think they do tend to get more views and stuff from what I've seen anyway. So yeah, that'll be cool. That's my next goal. Maybe by the end of the year I can do that. I don't know. We'll see. So yeah, I doubt that Chip will join the panel today. And David has said that he's not coming. Unacceptable, joking. So yeah, I may be going it alone. Otherwise, unless I will have space on the panel if anyone else wants to join, any other vegans. I've been limiting it to like 2 other people just because I don't want to overwhelm anybody. So yeah, but I might have that space. Otherwise, I will go it alone and see what happens, which will be interesting. Who else we got here? We've got VSL. Hello, how's it going? We've got another damn vegan. Hey, how's it going? Who else have we got? Funny if after all this time you guys were like, oh, Gem, you're muted. I'd be like, fuck off. Hello, Nilf. Only girls welcome you in. Hello, Planet Bees. One in chat if you can focus. Oh, okay. It's nothing to do with my stream, I hope. Hello, Michael. Hello, Raven. Hello, Can't Spell Andy. Hello, Just Ben. Hello, Jake. Hello, Powerful Villain. Hello, Marcus. Appreciate you guys being here. And I'm early today, which is cool. So, will Gem recognise my existence? Of course I will. I did. Chip is non-stop. Chip is a bloody machine. He is. I don't know. Yeah, literally. He's going out and he's going out all the time. It's, yeah, it's really cool. Having so many conversations. It's awesome. Oh, we have a troll. Have you tried ribeye? I probably have actually. Yeah. Have you? Why don't you come in and talk about it? Oh, Chip said he was coming later. That's surprising because I know that he said that when after he's gone live, he needs a bit of time to decompress. But knowing Chip, that's probably like 20 minutes and then he's back to it. So I don't know. I mean, I hope that he doesn't feel like pressure to come and on here because, you know, as much as I love other activists joining me, I don't want anyone to burn out or do too much or feel like they've got like an obligation to support me, you know. I know we're all just trying to do our thing, so I don't know. Chip, if you're listening, I appreciate you. Appreciate everything that you do. Yeah, nobody has any pressure. I mean, David messaged me saying I won't make it, and I was like, "Oh, that's so nice. That's so nice of you to say. Honestly, you don't even have to tell me that. There's no, you know, there's no obligation. You don't. It's like like he's phoning in sick for work or something. Because I know maybe he does feel an obligation, which is it's so nice to have the support. But yeah, honestly, I don't want to pressure anyone or, you know. I'm not vegan because I like steak and candy and girls. Well, veganism, Don, is the ethical principle that we should live without exploiting other animals. It has nothing to do with whether you eat candy or it has nothing to do with your sexual preferences. Steak, I mean, I would ask, does your pleasure justify committing violence upon somebody else? Ah, Jem is like a vegan goddess sent from Zeus himself. It's support. I'm not vegan. I don't plan to be because it's support. Not exploiting animals supports your growth. What are you talking about? I would say come on the live, but it seems like you're underage. So it supports your muscle and growth. Yeah. So the reason that we have canine teeth, where's gaming and life, is so that we can grip hard, crunchy fruits and veg like apples. So yeah, they don't really do anything when it comes to eating animals, like nothing at all. We don't really use them. We have to use knives and forks even to cut it up because our teeth aren't very good. Yeah, you can get that. You can get enough protein done from a plant-based diet. Anyway, if you're over 18, we can have a chat about it. Every time I catch up with the chat, there's more messages. Yeah, it's pretty messed up. Unaliving, start as I mean to go on because I'm on TikTok. Unaliving animals to eat them. In fact, you know what? Let's start going live now and we'll get some people in. Oh my god, this chat. If we're confident in Gem, I think the world would be infinitely better if there were more gems. You know what? I don't want to sound like a big head, but I wouldn't mind that, to be honest. There'd be no one. Imagine if I could just like duplicate myself and create like little armies, and I could send my little gem army out onto the streets, like go on, and then I could have like another few of me like editing footage, and then another one designated to like moderating on social media. That'd be so cool. I could have one of me just dedicated to earning an income so that all the others could do their own thing. Oh, and you'd probably need more so that we can feed all of the gems, right? You know what's in tattoo ink, right? Combat critical. Yeah, so most tattoo ink now is vegan, by the way. Lots of tattoo ink is vegan. Yeah, we can get tattooed without without exploiting anyone. Yeah, it kind of seems like the less people know about something, the more confident they think they are, or the more confident they are. Jen wants to clone herself. What can I say? I'd just love to create little armies to go out on the streets and do outreach. That'd be sick. I thought it was... No. I mean, combat critical, if you're making that kind of claim, then you'd have to provide evidence. But most tattoo artists and stores are using vegan tattooing. It doesn't, and these are proper artists, good artists. Okay. Okay. So TikTok. I'm already gone live, but I'm just taking some questions in the chat at the moment. Don't have any requests yet, but what I'm going to do in a moment is I'll put the link up on YouTube so people know where to go to find me. It is not... is it okay to eat eggs if you're vegan? No, it requires the exploitation of chickens to do that. Vegans are against animal exploitation. Yeah, combat critical. I don't know. You must be living in the past because we've moved beyond that. So, I don't know. You must be pretty old. Good ink, new ink nowadays. That is not the case. So, let's have a look. There's something else I've got to do. Let me just grab the link. Yeah, vegan BLT. So, it says I've got an unstable connection. So, yeah, guys, I'm here on TikTok to have conversations with people to find out why you're not vegan. I'm not here for an argument. I'm not here for a debate. I'd really like to speak to some open-minded people who are honest and people who want to challenge their views, and they're open to, being challenged, and they're open to changing their mind about things. I don't want somebody who's set in their ways, who just wants to defend their position and is convinced that they're right about it. Yeah, I want to speak to people who are open-minded. So we will begin shortly. Join the live here. Okay. Right, and I'm going to pin this. Hope everybody's had a good week, by the way, and a good weekend. I was in Birmingham with David, the 40-year-old legend, on Saturday, which was pretty cool. There were like over 100 activists. We had a massive screen and we were showing footage on it. So I'll have some videos coming out about that soon. Yeah, I don't really know if I got much good stuff because there were so many activists, and yeah, it was kind of like chaos. After the footage had finished, there were like however many people was watching, they were all like dispersing, and then you had like 10 seconds to try and get someone to have a conversation before they walked off. So yeah, it was kind of stressful. But yeah, I had some conversations. Yeah, probably I feel really frustrated though, because does anyone know Kane DA? He brought his auntie and I was outreaching. Oh, hang on. I hope my connection's okay because I've just got like an error message. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. Uh-oh. Okay, well, we're going to carry on because it looks okay to me. Yeah, so he brought his auntie and I was outreaching her, and it was at the end, and there was some organizer on the microphone, like, finish up, we're having a big picture. And I was like, go away, like, I'm just filming a video, like, I don't care. This is more important than taking a picture. But they carried on, and then I was like, oh my god, like, the video's kind of probably ruined now anyway. So I was like, right, we'll finish this after. So I went to have the picture, and then she had to go. So I was like, oh my god. And it was going so well as well. Damn. Okay. I know I'm behind with the messages, but what I'll do is, I mean, the stream's looking a little bit quiet at the moment, so I'll take up guests as and when they come. But if I'm not talking to somebody, then I will address the chat. Okay. So let me just check I've done everything I need to do. Yeah, I'll just a quick reminder before I get the first guest. Mods. If there is any mods in the chat, then yeah, you guys, I'm sure you already know what you're doing. If anybody's spamming, so message after message with the same thing, feel free to stick them in a timeout, or if they're putting anything like super offensive, then we'll yeah, put them in a timeout as well, and obviously delete anything like offensive, like, you know, anything like racism or sexism or hate speech and stuff like that. So yeah, if you guys are saying I eat a lot of meat, yeah, come on, let's have a chat about it. Let's have a chat. I've got a couple of requests, and hopefully I'll get some more in as we go. But yeah, so let's kick off. And like I said, I'll try and answer some comments between if I can. So we've got two guests. We've got my YouTuber. Oh, you guys, you have to be over 18, by the way, so I will check as you come up. Hey, my YouTube, are you over 18?
I am.
Are you over 18? Awesome. So before we get started, yeah, cool. I've got you. There might be a bit of a delay, but what's your understanding of veganism before we get started?
So I think veganism is a sector down from vegetarianism, because veganism is not visiting zoos, not eating meat, not contributing to the unnecessary suffering of animals. So they say that's what veganism is to me.
Okay. Yeah, so it all stems from an ethical principle. So it's the ethical principle that we should live without exploiting other animals. So obviously there are more forms of exploitation involved rather than just what we eat. So yeah, like vegetarian, I would say that's more of a diet. Veganism, obviously we don't eat chicken's eggs or drink cow's milk, or like you said, anything that involves animal exploitation, which we're against. So how do you feel about exploiting other animals?
I don't know. I feel like exploit is a strong word.
Okay. So do you want me to?
That's what I'd say.
Do you want me to define what I mean when I say exploit?
Go ahead. Yeah, explain it.
Okay. So when I'm saying exploiting other animals, I'm talking about using them as a resource or using them in a way that's against their interests. So how do you feel about that?
I guess if you lower the definition to mean those two things, I guess, yeah, I could kind of see what you mean.
Yeah. So how would you say that you feel about exploiting other animals? Are you in favor or against that?
I don't know. It's 50-50. I'm on the fence because I've finally thought about veganism, and I've thought about the fact that everybody sees it as normal. But obviously, if you go back in history, a lot of things were seen as normal by the large majority. So
Yeah,
that's
sure.
why I thought a bit about it. But yeah.
Yeah, sure. Well, that's fine. I mean, we can sort of delve into that. At the end of the day, I'm here to kind of question how you think about things. So, do you think that we should be respecting other animals?
Not really.
Okay. Do you think that we should respect each other as humans?
It depends. If somebody's earned your respect, then yeah.
If somebody's earned it, oh, so they don't deserve
Yeah,
respect as
respect
like a
is earned.
default?
I don't. Nobody deserves respect automatically. I'll be reasonable with you. I'll be decent, but I'm not just gonna respect a person automatically.
Wow. So, like a newborn baby doesn't deserve respect because they haven't earned it.
Well, I mean, it depends because respect means something different from what you're probably thinking. They
So,
deserve to be, loved, and people be nice, but that's it. They're not worthy of respect yet because they haven't earned that.
wow. Okay. So, when I'm talking about respect, I'm talking about just considering their basic interests and, just treating them with decency. I mean, I haven't earned your respect, have
Oh,
I?
so if you lower it to that, then yeah, people do deserve that.
Ooh. Okay.
But
Phew.
again,
Thank,
that's
thank
not
God
how the
for
real
that.
world operates either.
Yeah. No, we're not talking
That's
about
not how the
how.
real world
Yeah.
operates either, because people
That's
don't do
fine.
that.
Yeah. Yeah. We're not talking about how it is. We're talking about how it should be. So So we should be respecting each other. And again, by respect, I mean, in fact, let's look at the definition of respect. Respect definition, like the official definition.
I'm grilling your brains today.
You're doing what? Sorry,
I said
you.
I'm grilling your brains today. I'm making you work really hard.
Oh God, yeah, you're. I'm just getting thrown off here, there, and everywhere. Um, So yeah, it's just regard for the feelings, wishes, or rights of others. So yeah, considering their interests. That's how I. That's how I define it. But yeah,
What dictionary is
that's
that? Is that the Oxford Dictionary or
no. That's just. I'm just looking at Google. I can't see the. I can't see
search Oxford
where that's gone.
definition of respect?
Um, nah,
Oxford
I,
definition, yeah.
nah. That's fine. We'll just go. We'll just go off that.
But that's the
So
proper definition.
I don't care.
But you're being really unfair because that's the proper definition.
Why
So
does it
you've
matter?
already decided you don't like me,
Okay.
and you're
No, I
talking
haven't.
about
Okay.
respect.
Okay. I don't know why the guest started trashing out there. But yeah, I'm gonna end a conversation if I don't know what he's going on about not respecting. Hitch 22. I know you've been a guest before, but you'll have to remind me what happened. Hey Hitch, are you there? Because I can't hear you, by the way. Hitch. Can anyone hear Hitch? Okay. It's not coming up with any sound for me. So, Hitch, I'll drop you. And if you want to request backup, that's fine. I'll I'll hold off. Alexander Rubble. Yeah, you're welcome to join back up. It's just, I don't know, sometimes TikTok is weird. So we have Alexander Rubble. Hey, are you over 18?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry if I butchered your name, by the way. Can I just call you Alex?
Yeah, it's fine.
Cool. So, Alex, what's your understanding of veganism?
I mean, it's fine if you're vegan. I mean, I'm
No,
not
sorry.
vegan, but I
But
mean,
what
if you're vegan, it's
what do you think it is, though? Like the definition of veganism? Oh, somebody says you're like 13 or something. Oh, he's gone. Okay. Sultan. My YouTuber. Yeah, maybe if I have no other requests, then I'll let you back up. But But yeah, I don't know. That conversation went down a weird.
Hello?
Hello, Sultan. Are you over 18?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I'm sorry?
Are you over 18?
Yeah, now I can hear you.
Okay, awesome. What's
Yeah,
your
23.
understanding of? Okay, perfect. Sorry, I think there might be a little bit of a delay. What's your understanding of veganism?
Yeah, so my understanding of veganism is basically for animal rights and to not eat animal produce and focus on like vegetables and whatnot. I don't know the exact definition.
That's fine. So it all stems from an ethical principle. So it's the principle that we should live without exploiting other animals. So and then the practices would follow after that, like we wouldn't eat them or anything that comes out of them or wear their skin or use them for entertainment or testing or for any purpose that goes against their interest, if that makes sense. So how do you feel
Yeah,
about
it makes sense. Yeah.
cool? How do you feel about humans exploiting other animals?
So in terms of like food, produce, let's say like dairy and whatnot, I personally feel like that's okay. When it comes to like circuses, treating them as toys and entertainment and such, I completely disagree with that.
Okay, so you are against exploiting them for food, but sorry, no, you're for exploiting them for food, but against exploiting them
Entertainment.
for entertainment. Okay. What about for other
Correct.
purposes like clothing, testing, transport, labor?
Yeah. Testing, when it comes to testing, I completely also disagree with that. It's inhumane. And I believe that it's against morality. I know morality is subjective. When it comes to like animal hides and such, I feel like we don't necessarily need that. So in such, we don't have to do that. We can,
Sure.
protect our skin. We can cover ourselves. With other
Okay.
products, doesn't have to be animal products, but
Sure. So is it fair to say that you're against using them in ways that we don't need to?
yes. But I also do believe that it doesn't necessitate it completely. I say it as a like in generality because I do believe that in terms of food, they are necessary in certain circumstances and in certain areas of the world.
Okay. So, in your circumstance at the moment, do you feel that it's necessary for you to exploit animals for food?
I wouldn't say it's absolutely necessary. It is a plus in a way, but I also do believe that, we can live without, animal produce such as meat, dairy, and such things. I don't believe that that necessitates life in any way, shape, or form. But I also do believe that humans are omnivores, so we can consume either or.
Yeah, so being an omnivore means that we have the ability to consume them, consume their flesh, right? But we also have the ability to do lots of things that we wouldn't necessarily say are moral, right? So and I know that you acknowledge that it's not necessary to exploit them for food, but then you're against the exploitation of animals in other instances where it's not necessary. So yeah, what I'm wondering is like why the difference in view there? Like why against using them for entertainment that's not necessary, but in favor of using them for food, which is also not necessary.
Yeah, okay, yeah. When it comes to favor of food, I believe that it is some sort necessary just because complete veganism, not eating, not consuming animal produce, doesn't necessitate, let's say, animal harm. For example, if we as humans turn to strictly veganism, only eat plants and animal and plant products and whatnot, right? We have to clear what's called fields. We have to destroy habitats. And once we destroy habitats to grow produce, that also affects animals. It affects their life. It also endangers
Sure.
them. It harms them in many ways, in such of unaliving them as well. So I don't believe that veganism necessitates, right, the absolute, you know, unharming of animals in any way, sort of form. I feel like it also has a play.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't claim to. So this is why I established the definition. So the only thing that veganism does is it eliminates animal exploitation. Obviously, there's going to be other harms that exist outside of veganism, but I mean, but I can entertain that anyway. So you mentioned destroying habitats. I'm assuming that you agree that that's bad, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so then the
What is bad in
logical,
yeah.
yeah. So the logical thing to
Yeah,
do
yeah,
would be
continue.
to minimize the amount of habitats we're destroying, right?
Yeah, but if all of humanity turns into veganism, that is a impossible aspect of managing animal habitats, just because we would also have to clear many more fields, clear many more habitats to
Okay.
grow produce. So it
Yeah.
doesn't necessitate, the ultimate unharming of animals in any
Okay.
way.
Yeah, so that's not true. I mean, yes, it wouldn't eliminate any form, it wouldn't eliminate all like harm, as I've already said, but it would minimize the amount of habitats that are being destroyed because at the moment, more land is being used to farmed animals and grow food for farmed animals. So the largest study that was ever conducted that looks at the relationship between farming and the environment, it concluded that if the whole world adopted a plant-based diet, we would actually reduce the amount of land that we currently use by 75% because we won't need all of the land that we're currently using to grow food to feed these animals. And let's talk about a cow, for example. They require a lot more calories than what they provide. So we're growing a lot more crops for them. We're clearing a lot. I mean, all of the land that we're currently clearing is to feed non-vegans because we need more and more land to grow food, to farm animals, and also to house the animals that we're farming as well. Whereas if we grow food for us directly, we would only need a small proportion of the land that we're currently using. We wouldn't have to deforest or clear any more land. And we could also end world hunger because we would be consuming the calories directly, which is why not being vegan is just not sustainable, especially with our current population. But I can understand why you would make that assumption because naturally you would, think that veganism would require more land, but actually the animals that we farm require a lot more land than vegans. Does that make sense?
Yeah, what study is this? I would definitely like to take a look at it.
Right, so it was by Joseph Poor from Oxford University. It's 2019. The actual title, let me get that because Joseph. It's like reducing. Hang on. If anyone knows this in the chat, please. Joseph Report, Oxford, 2019. Because there is an actual title. But I mean, okay, here it is. It's called Reducing Food's Environmental Impacts by. Hold on. Reducing Food's Environment. Go away, sorry. Just pop-ups. Reducing Food's Environmental Impacts through Producers and Consumers. Oh, it's 2018, sorry, not 2019. Okay. So, I just want to go back to what we were talking about in regards to animal exploitation, because I'm not sure if I actually got like a sorry, somebody said in the chat one study isn't a consensus. Yeah, so this is actually a meta-analysis, which means that it gathered like a load of studies that we currently have And it's a meta-analysis, which is why it's the most comprehensive study we currently have to date on this topic. So it was conducted over a 5-year period. Sorry, I just wanted to address that. Going back to what we were talking about animals being exploited for food. So you were saying that you're okay with that because you feel that it's necessary in some way. Is that right?
Yeah, it's necessary in some ways, and also certain religions and certain cultures
Oh,
is
yeah.
permissible per se.
Sorry, I just want to talk about your situation. So, I mean, if you're religious or if this applies to your religion or culture, then by all means, let's talk about it. But I just want to keep it to you, if that's okay. Why do you
face
think?
value, yeah, we can do that.
Cool. So why do you think it's necessary for you personally?
To consume animal products.
Yeah.
Yeah. So me personally, the only animal products I consume would be beef, lamb, and fish. I don't dine on the chicken any longer just because of the growth hormones.
Okay.
The state that they are developed in. I don't drink milk because there's many studies show that milk is bad for you unless it is cooked. I don't consume pork because it's against my faith, and there's also many studies that show that pork is harmful to the human body in many different ways. But yeah, me personally, I would argue that it is, I wouldn't say completely necessary, but it is sort of a necessity for me to consume, let's say, lamb, beef, fish, because I don't want to throw the protein argument in there just because I know you can, gain protein from plants and such. But it's also a mix of a diet, like fibers. I don't know the absolute, let's say, differences or the the things that are in animal products but aren't in plants. So I can't really bring that argument towards you. But yeah, I'll definitely take a look at that study that you mentioned, and
Yeah.
yeah.
Sorry, I think you said fiber. That comes from plants, right?
Yeah, fiber comes from
Okay.
plants, yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, I'm not sure what you mean by completely necessary, because I mean, surely something's either necessary or it isn't. And if it isn't completely necessary, then that just means that it's not necessary. I'm not really sure what you mean by that. But yeah, I mean, I don't feel that we've established really why you feel it is a necessity, and maybe you don't know, which is fine, but the thing is that if your actions are going in favor of exploiting these animals for food, so surely you should know why you're doing that, if that makes sense, because you should have like a good reason to do so.
Yeah. So my main reason, besides all the morality talk and whatnot, is because it is permissible by my faith, and I believe that God placed those animals there for a reason, and that reason was human consumption, and
Okay.
also to provide other, let's say, additives, other, let's say, I forgot the word off the top of my head, but yeah,
Okay.
it like my argument really revolves around faith, and
Yeah.
that's
So
pretty much it. I mean,
yeah, would you mind if I challenge that a little bit?
yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So what's your religion? Sorry, are you
Yeah,
Christian
it's
or Islam?
Islam. Yeah.
Islam. Okay, so would you say that your God is compassionate and benevolent?
Yeah, so he has those
Okay.
attributes, yes.
Okay, and he gave these animals the ability to suffer, to feel pain, to value their lives, to love their families, to experience pleasure, to seek comfort and safety, right? So,
Yeah, so we would also argue that that is animal instinct, that they
yeah,
don't
yeah, yeah.
necessarily have the same free will as mankind.
Sure. So he
So
gave them
yeah.
those instincts. So I guess my question would be, why would he give them those instincts to naturally want to survive, want to live with their families, want to avoid harm and danger, if he wanted us to needlessly take that away from them? And he also gave us the ability to be able to survive and thrive on plants, which he gave to us. It doesn't seem to me, it doesn't seem like something that a compassionate or benevolent God would want us to do when we don't have to.
Yeah, so in terms of why would he give them those instincts, to run away from fear, from other animals trying to eat them per se, I believe that that is also a way to control, let's say, we can call it mother nature, a way to control life, to control reproduction. So, because I wouldn't imagine a gazelle, trying to walk up to a lion. It just wouldn't make any sense. So it also
Yeah,
has to have an animal instinct for itself to reproduce, to mature, to grow.
sure. So my response would be to that is that he gave us moral agency. So he gave us the ability to think critically and logically, whereas animals in the wild don't have that. And what we're doing does nothing for nature, because what we do is we breed these selectively bred animals into existence. We've taken his creations and we've manipulated them to suit us. We've manipulated them to produce more flesh, to lay more eggs, to produce more milk. We've manipulated them to make more money for us. We're using them as machines and as objects and as commodities. So, yeah, this does
Yeah,
nothing for
yeah.
nature. In fact, I would argue that, it's actually destroying nature. Like I said before, it's destroying all the habitats. It's destroying species, the amount of species who have gone extinct because of what we're doing, because of all the land that we're using up. And it's not good for fellow humans either, because it's not sustainable, it's not a fair system. We take away plants from countries where there are starving children, we bring them to the Western countries, and we use them to fatten up animals to then eat, when we could actually have more calories by just eating the plants directly. So I think that veganism is more aligned with your religion than not being vegan.
Okay, yeah, I definitely would have to disagree with that. But here,
I mean, you can
I'm
bring your argument forward if you'd like, because
yeah,
I
yeah,
mean, I've
yeah. So
I've given you all of these reasons as to why I think
yeah,
that
yeah.
that goes against your religion.
Right, right. So I will be back up. I'm going to take a look at the study. I'm currently in. Here, I'll show you. I'll open my camera real quick.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, if you're going,
Okay.
then we'll move on for now. But I don't know. Maybe watch.
No, I'll definitely
I don't
take a
know.
look into the article. I don't think I've ever heard of it before.
Yeah.
So definitely like to gain some knowledge on your perspective, and I'll be
Yeah.
back up to continue this conversation.
I mean, I don't. I don't. That's fine. I don't know what it's going to show you though, because I mean, you know, it, obviously I know that it's going to establish that not being vegan uses more land and stuff, but I don't know why that would matter in regards to whether it's okay to exploit other animals, to forcibly impregnate them and separate them from their families, and to use them for their bodies and to take them to slaughterhouses. It just seems, I don't know, it seems like a bit of a side issue to me. But I mean, if you wanted to go away and have a look, by all means, that's up to you.
All right. Well, you're very respectful, and I appreciate you. And we'll talk again soon.
Thank you. I appreciate you coming up.
All right. Yeah.
Okay, you too. Yeah. So I don't want to keep people up here for too long, just because I know conversations can go on a little bit. Sorry, I need to stretch my foot. That's better. I was sitting on it. Um, Someone said the host is a fake vegan. I do eat meat. I do eat vegan meat. Okay. Next up, we have Jay.
Hello.
Hey Jay, are you over 18?
Yeah.
Awesome. So before we go any further, what's your understanding of veganism?
You don't eat meat and you don't like people that eat meat. That's my thing.
That's a bit
Is that
harsh.
it?
No, of course. Hold up. No. So veganism is an ethical principle. So it's the principle that we should live without exploiting other animals. So against using them for as a resource, so like for their skin, flesh, eggs, breast milk, for entertainment, testing. We're against using them as resources, basically. I wouldn't say that I dislike anyone who exploits other animals for food. I'd say that I don't like what they do, but most of us used to be in that position, and we're all raised in a society that says that it's normal and promotes that behavior. So, I can't blame anybody for doing the same thing that I did. I just think if we know better, then we should do better. And I think that, there are some evil people out there, like, people at the top of the industries who are propagating this narrative that we need to exploit other animals and that it's good. And, they're, I'd say that maybe I wouldn't like those people. But yeah, that doesn't apply to anybody who eats animals.
Oh, all right. Nah. So when you're talking about like exploiting, like milk and all that, what type of milk do you drink? Like almond milk,
No, I drink oat milk.
oat milk. What?
Yeah.
So like you don't even eat eggs or whatever?
No, because eggs require chickens to be exploited, and I'm against animal exploitation.
So what do you eat? Like lettuce and all that?
Sorry, lettuce.
Yeah, like lettuce.
Sometimes. Yeah, so I would say that I probably eat a lot of the things that you eat, just like the vegan version of them. So I had spaghetti bolognese for dinner tonight. I eat a lot of like pasta dishes. I eat sandwiches, burgers, hot dogs, wraps, Sunday roast dinners. You can pretty much veganize anything, really. All that you need to do is just switch out the animal ingredients and replace them with plant-based ingredients. So yeah, I have like tacos and wraps and literally anything, everything.
Oh, all right. Well, I mean, yeah, I should try one, like a vegan burger.
Yeah. How do you feel about animal exploitation?
I mean, I feel like if I'm eating well and all that, like red meat and all that, I'm fine with it because you
Oh,
do got to
sorry,
stay
no,
healthy and all.
how do you feel about using other animals as a resource
Oh, like
for any
hold on,
purpose, not just for
oh,
food, for like any purpose?
oh, well, if we're talking about like um that, I mean, I don't like how some people use them for like adult stuff, activities, but for
Oh,
food. Well, I mean, you said anything, so I went for that first. I don't respect
yeah,
nobody
okay.
that does that. Um, but I mean, if you're using them for food or like just like for food or milk for like cows for milk or wolf skin if they're dead, wolf skin.
Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, would that fall under the definition of exploitation? Oh, maybe not. Obviously, you'd still be seeing their skin as a resource, I guess, but you can only really exploit somebody who's sentient, not necessarily if they're already like deceased. But do you think that we should respect other animals?
I mean, yeah, we should respect them. It would
Okay,
be better if we did respect them, but
yeah. And do you think that we can truly respect them if we're exploiting them at the same time?
Not really. I don't
Okay.
think we could,
Yeah.
but
Okay. So, based on the fact that you agree they deserve respect and we can't respect them whilst we're exploiting them, do you feel that there's anything preventing you from becoming vegan and living in alignment with your morals?
nah, it's just I do like red meat and like I like red meat, so I like shrimp. That's not a red meat, but I do like shrimp, fish, all of that, like food.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to have like I don't think you can make shrimp vegan shrimp. I don't know. You probably could.
Yeah, you probably can out of like tofu and like spices and stuff. It's all about like seasonings. But so we're talking about pleasure. So do you think that the taste pleasure that you get from these animals justifies the violence that we inflict on them to get that pleasure?
Nah.
Okay.
I don't feel like we should be like
Yeah.
violent with them.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really I don't love that question because it's kind of like giving the impression that if you go vegan then you don't get any pleasure at all, but really we can mimic all of the flavors and textures that we get from animals with plant-based foods, and a lot of the time people can't even taste the difference between them if they don't know about it beforehand. We do see that, so it's like, I don't know, you might think that eating a beef burger from a cow maybe is like 10% or 30% better, or tastier I should say, than eating a plant-based burger. But then we're talking about that small difference, that 30%. Is that 30% taste difference worth exploiting somebody for 18 months, taking them from their families and then sending them to a slaughterhouse to have their life taken away? I would say no.
I mean, yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're right.
So, do you feel there's anything else that's preventing you from being vegan? Because it seems like you agree with the principles of it, but obviously you're not vegan in practice.
Nah, not really.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah. So I've got a couple more difficult questions. So the first one is, if you were in the position of your victim, so you were being exploited for your body, how urgently would you want your injustice to end?
You're talking about how would I like how long
How
would I want
soon?
it to end?
Yeah. How soon would you want
Um,
your injustice to end?
like that day.
Okay. Like immediately?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd
So
rather
how?
just
Sorry, Jay. So how many
take
more
it.
animals should be exploited on your behalf from now? How many should be?
I say I don't know. 'Cause I'm about to eat some what is this? I think it's beef, ground beef. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm about to eat some ground beef.
Yeah. So if you eat that, you aren't exploiting anybody, because the exploitation happens when you purchase that and you create the demand for it. So I'm just asking, so from now, how many more animals should be exploited for you? So that would be, when you go to the supermarket or you go out to a restaurant and you make those purchasing choices that creates the demand for the exploitation.
Probably none. I probably
None.
won't get
Okay.
anymore.
So vegan from now?
Yeah.
Awesome, sweet. Yeah, sorry, it always makes me happy when people go vegan because obviously I'm doing this for the animals. Yeah, I would. Would you be willing to? Obviously, I know you're going to eat the beef, but maybe after you've had that meal, would you be open to watching a speech on YouTube?
Yeah, I'm down.
Okay, so it's on this link here. You're welcome to take a screenshot or I don't know, make a note or something. But it's at the top. It's called The Most Important Speech You Will Ever Hear. So it kind of like challenges your mindset, the way that you've been raised to think. And I think it's good as well because, there's a little bit of footage in there that shows like the general practices of what's happening to animals behind the scenes on these industries that exploit them. So I think it's good because it's got a mixture of both. It'll maybe just, get you thinking a little bit more and maybe, solidify your opinion and what you want to do going forward. Because I know it's difficult to decide on the spot and, you might go away and think, oh, actually, this is, it's a bit of effort on my part. But, I think it's good to go away and, watch something and think about it further, which is what I encourage. So does that sound good?
All right. Yeah,
Awesome.
sounds good.
Awesome. And
right.
yeah, Jay, once you've watched it, you're welcome to come back on. I'm here every week, so you're welcome to come back up in a week or a couple of weeks' time and let us know how it's going. On the link as well, I'll just mention before you go, there is something as well called, it's not Challenge 22. I've changed it to Animal Justice 21. It's like a 21-day challenge, which you can sign up for. You get kind of like support over a 21-day period with that. I would recommend that also. But yeah, the speech is the big one that I would recommend.
All right. Well, I hope you have a great rest of your day.
Awesome. You too. Thank you for coming up.
You're welcome.
All right. So let's see. How many more requests have we got? Let's keep going. Shall we? Hey, Joel, are you over 18? Hello? Oh, you're teacupped. Are you there? I'll give you a second.
Wait, sorry, I didn't hear that.
Oh, are you over 18?
I'm here. I am.
Awesome. So what's your understanding of veganism?
Veganism is when you don't eat animal products or animals themselves, like as in the meat.
Okay, so that would be a consequence of being vegan, one of them. So it all stems from
So describe
an ethical...
veganism. Let's get our terms right.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, let's get our terms right first.
Okay, so it's the ethical principle that we should live without exploiting other animals. So that means that we don't use other animals as a resource in any way. So not for food, clothing, entertainment. Oh, you're teacupped again. I don't know if you heard that. Did you hear that?
Wait, what was that? Sorry, that last thing.
No, so I was just saying that we don't use other animals as a resource for any purpose. So not for food, not for
like
clothing, entertainment. Yeah, for testing, I don't know, like transport, any way that we use them. So yeah, it's not using them
good.
or viewing
Glad we
them
got our
as a
terms
resource. Cool.
I just have one question for you.
You go ahead and ask.
Can I ask my question? Do you mind?
Yeah. No, go ahead.
Why do you attain moral value to animals as you do a human?
Because they're sentient just as humans are. So
right, they are sentient, right? But
yeah, so
you're saying like, hold on, can I get one second?
Yeah.
1 second, please.
Go ahead.
So the way I'm looking at this, it might be different the way you look at it because everyone has different opinions, right? You can have your opinion. But when you're comparing the moral value of an animal to that of a human, you are taking so many things out of context here, right? Humans are emotionally intelligent, they are understanding, and that is much, much, much different than any animal you could ever show me.
Not always.
So therefore, I would assign a higher value morally to a human than I would an animal.
Yeah, that's fine. You don't have to assign the same moral value to other animals as you would humans in order to be vegan, because we're not choosing whether to exploit a human or another animal, because we can exploit neither. I mean, your argument would stand if you had to decide between exploiting a pig or a human being. And then you could say, okay, well, I think that this human being has higher moral value therefore I would choose to exploit the pig. But the fact is that we don't have to exploit either. And, you know, going back to what you said about humans have emotional intelligence, and I can't remember what else you said. If the human didn't have those, I would still think that they have moral value and that they're worthy of respect in order to not exploit them and violate their basic rights. So their rights to life and their rights to be respected.
That's
they
where
would
we
still
disagree.
deserve
That's
that.
where we disagree.
So
No, see,
hang on
that's
a
where we
minute.
disagree.
So you don't think that people who don't have emotional intelligence deserve respect? You think that we'd be justified to exploit them?
No, of course not. Well, that's not what I'm saying at all. You're taking my argument out of context.
No, I'm just asking a question, Joel. I'm not making any assumptions.
No.
If that's
No,
if
good,
that's wrong,
I
then
understand.
okay. So what are you
I
saying?
would say that as a species, humans are, again, more emotionally intelligent, more conscious than any other being.
That's fine.
And so as a species, we have all agreed that we're not killing each other because we are societally more advanced than other creatures, correct? Those creatures do not have that same intelligence. They're killing each other. You know what I mean?
Okay. But let me just go back to asking, so if a human existed who didn't have emotional intelligence, would we then be justified to exploit them?
Well, yes. I mean, if a human had the same emotional intelligence and the same consciousness as a pig, and the pigs were smarter than us and they have more emotional intelligence, we would be getting exploited.
No. I'm not asking if we would. I'm asking if we should. So, for example, somebody with
the other.
Yeah, so somebody maybe a small child, they have very low emotional intelligence, and they have a similar level of intelligence to a pig, for example, or somebody with cognitive impairment, so somebody who has a disability. So would we be then justified to exploit them?
No, of course not. But
Why?
What you're saying is that humans as a species are we're all basically I'm trying to see what I'm saying here, because you got me. I mean, you're doing very good at this. I'm not a debater by any means.
Yeah,
but
I'm sorry.
What I'm saying is that
sorry, Joel. I just want to.
Yeah.
Sorry, Joel. I'm not here to try and catch you out. I just want to throw that out there. This isn't a gotcha or anything. This isn't. I'm just trying to have an honest discussion. I just want to clarify that this isn't. I'm not trying to catch you out or anything. I'm just wondering. Yeah. Sorry. Carry on. What you were saying.
Trying to change my viewpoint.
I'm questioning your viewpoint.
What I'm trying to say here is that as a human, yes, there are some less emotionally intelligent, as you said, like a child or someone with a disability. But as a species, as a whole, we are more emotionally intelligent than others. And so we can choose whether or not to not murder or exploit children because they're less emotionally intelligent, because they're the same species as us. There's no pig. You can't show me a pig that has the same emotional intelligence as a human.
All right. So what you're saying, Joel, is that we have emotional intelligence, so we can choose not to exploit others who don't have emotional intelligence, other humans, but we can also choose to not exploit other animals who don't have as high emotional intelligence as us as well. I don't know. Yeah, so which means that we don't have to exploit them. So, I mean...
Right, but they benefit us is the thing.
Okay.
Because we are a species of higher intelligence and they benefit us by exploiting them, why not? You know what I mean? We have the power here.
Yeah, so we could also get a benefit from exploiting babies and people who have disabilities. However, we don't think that that's moral just because... Hold on. We don't think that that's moral and that we should do it just because we have the ability and they give us a benefit, right?
Right, but we are the same species as them, so we relate and we understand why we shouldn't do that to them.
What does that
matter?
We're
what
also...
do you mean? We are the same species. would you
Yeah.
support your family over someone else? Like, would
Yeah.
you choose to kill a member of your own family versus like a random
Okay.
person on the street? No, of course not. They're
So
my same
yeah,
species.
this
I'm
is
gonna choose them over a pig.
yeah. This is the thing. Again, I don't know why you're going back to this over that. Like, we can choose not to exploit either. Again, like, we don't have to exploit any of
But
them. We're not making that choice
it's
between
much more
exploiting humans or
beneficial
other
to our
animals.
species and more sustainable to exploit animals.
I disagree with that. I think that it's actually pretty detrimental that we're exploiting other animals, mostly for them, but also to the human race as well. I think there's a lot
Why do you think
of
it's detrimental
negative
to the human race?
impacts because
What are
it
those negative impacts?
increases our risk of certain cancers, heart disease, diabetes type 2, which is proven. It causes antibiotic resistance, increases the risk of pandemics, zoonotic diseases. All of these, there's a lot of illnesses that we get. It's also harmful for the people who are working in these industries, like in slaughterhouses, for example, and they suffer the highest rates of, I'm not sure if I can say this word on here, but SUISIDE. I don't even know if I spelled that right.
Oh, I got you.
And domestic violence and DIUG use. Also, it's not sustainable, so we can't actually physically feed everybody on this diet because we're growing all of these crops to feed animals and we get less calories out of them than what we could just consume directly. It's using more land than we have. It's causing climate change. It's causing greenhouse gas emissions. And it also perpetuates the idea that we can treat others differently based on the body that they're born into. So, we're perpetuating this idea that we can treat others differently based on who they're born as, which means that, the list does go on.
Well, I have a major problem with that last one, but we can come back to that. You can name a million different reasons why it's negative to the health of humans. I can name one massive reason why it's better than all the negatives.
Oh yeah, what's
and
that?
it's called protein. What source of protein are you gonna feed
No
the entire world
way.
on?
Oh my God,
What source of I know
Yeah.
it's the thing that every vegan hates, right?
This
What source of protein are you
out of
gonna feed an
everything,
entire world on?
plant protein,
Like
Joel.
what plant protein? What
Yeah.
plant protein? Soy? I don't want to be gay.
Are you serious?
It raises estrogenic. It raises
Oh my
estrogenic levels. It's
days.
studied.
Oh
It's
no.
proven.
Joel. Joel.
Soy protein raises estrogenic levels. I promise you, it does.
No, it's not.
I
It's
will
a
find a study to back this
phytoestrogen.
up.
It's a phytoestrogen. Jesus Christ. You don't believe this
Estrogen is
crap, do you?
estrogen, bro.
It's a
Oh, of course I do,
phytoestrogen,
man.
so it doesn't.
I
Okay.
have seen so many examples
yeah.
in my real life of people that are on soy protein.
I think we're going to move on because I can't believe that out of everything we were having a normal conversation, and then he said protein. Guys, okay, protein comes from plants. So the only reason that we get protein from other animals is because they're getting their protein from plants. We can cut out the middleman, and we can eat the protein from the direct source. And then I don't know regarding eating soy makes you gay or something that he said. Well, that's just like absurd. And I don't know if he said that he didn't consume cow's milk, but that is literally estrogen. If he's eating cheese or yogurt or like dairy ice cream or something, yeah. It's just silly. Yeah, you would literally have to eat a very ridiculous amount of soy in order to raise your estrogen levels. And that's not even, you don't even have to eat soy anyway to get protein. You can get protein for pretty much anything. Yeah, Joel, I refuse to believe that you're that dumb. Okay. I don't know, maybe maybe you just realised that you don't have a good justification to exploit other animals, so you just went down a silly route to get out of the conversation. Maybe. Okay. But I think people were glad that I dropped him because they were getting annoyed. Oh, actually, I have a fellow vegan here, Keith. I'm probably accepting Keith a little too late because Keith probably had something really smart to say to the other guy.
Oh yeah,
who's
man,
already
I was just gonna ask him what his argument was, that it has like feminizing effects in men to be eating soy, especially within like a reasonable volume.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a ridiculous claim. I didn't even like know if it's worth entertaining it because to me it just sounds so silly.
Oh yeah, I mean,
But yeah.
it is ridiculous, but like, I mean, if you just put that spotlight back on him, it's like, okay, like, give evidence to your claim. And if he's just
Yeah.
gonna sit there and mumble and be like, you ever seen a vegan? And like, that's their only evidence. It's like, okay, dude, so you have nothing, got it.
Yeah, I mean, not only would you have to provide evidence that eating soy raises, or like eating your average amount of soy would raise your estrogen, but you would also need to provide evidence that more estrogen makes you gay, like changes your sexual preferences. Like, come on, you can't change who you're attracted to based on estrogen levels. Can you? What the hell? Anyway,
Yeah, I mean, I
appreciate.
have like literal friends who are like trans women who are literally injecting themselves with straight up estrogen, and they're still attracted to women. They're not actually even attracted to happen.
Yeah, imagine that. Like you eat a load of soy, have like, tofu and noodles, and then you wake up the next day and you're like, oh my god, suddenly I'm starting to find men attractive. It's crazy. Okay. Yeah, anyway, I appreciate you coming up, Keith. You're welcome to hang around and chime in if you want to say anything, or you're welcome to drop whenever you want. So yeah, I'll leave you there for now. So we're going to go ahead and get the next guest. We have Clerk Lover.
Okay,
Hello.
so
Hey, whoa. Sorry, are you over 18?
yes, I am.
Awesome. Before you go ahead, can we just clarify what veganism is?
Veganism is the non-consumption of meat, animal products, and the non-usage of animal products. And I guess partially, my neighbor's vegan. She's a vegan animal rights activist, and we don't agree very much in a lot of things. However,
Wait, sorry. I just want to. You said the non-use of animal products. I just want to establish. So it's the ethical principle that we should live without exploiting other animals. So not just.
I was going to get to that part when I brought up my neighbor. She's a vegan animal rights activist, all that jazz, whatever. So, the first thing I'm going to say.
No, sorry, I wanted to clarify. So we don't use them for like entertainment as well, which wouldn't be for products.
That part I agree with. I just don't agree with the whole other bit.
Or like transport.
There's a line, but yeah. So, something that I want to say is that.
Sorry, go ahead.
When you want, or would your ideal world be a world where everyone is vegan?
Oh, of course.
Okay. So in that ideal world, what would it look like?
Well, there would be no form of animal exploitation, or yeah.
But when it comes to people and people's pets, what would the agriculture industry look like?
So the agricultural industry would be growing crops and making plant-based foods.
There are how many people on this earth?
About 8.5 billion.
Yep. So when you have, I would say, do you know how much of the percent is, or what percent of the population is vegan or not vegan?
Let's go with about 2%. I mean, there's no like exact figure we can estimate.
So 2% of the world is vegan, right? We'll go by that.
Go with that. Mm-hmm.
So I'd say about 90 we'll include that 2%. So now we have 98% left. I'd say about 96% of the world consumes vegetables and plants and fruits or any sort of fauna, no, flora on a daily basis, right?
Okay.
We'll go with that.
Okay.
So that already takes up quite a large amount of agriculture. But the reason it doesn't take up as much as it does is because of animals. A lot of the world, many, I'd say almost, yeah, you said 90 or 98%, we'll go with the 2, consume meat products. And it's necessary. Animals need less when it comes to like farming. So they don't
Less
need as
what?
many. So, okay. Animals don't need 100%.
Here, quick,
Like,
there's
all
already
natural.
like an established study on this topic. Have you ever read reducing foods environmental impact through producers and consumers? It's a 2018 study.
So what I'm trying to get out of this is that when you have a field of, we'll say, whatever
Hold on.
plant,
I-
you're
we
not
get
going to
what
be
you're trying to
harvesting
get out
that
of
and
this.
feeding it to.
We already understand what
Okay.
you're trying to get out of this. You don't need to explain any further. I'm
Anyway.
asking you, have you read the empirics on this exact topic?
No, but
Wait.
I'm sure I've been sent it by my neighbor.
Wait,
Yeah.
sorry, I
when
don't.
it comes,
I'm sorry, Keith. I'm struggling to understand what the guest's actual point is. Like,
he's
cows
trying to claim
cows
that
need less
humanity
than.
won't be able to feed.
I'll get to my point.
He's trying
So
to
if you
claim
don't
that
farm,
humanity.
if you do
sorry,
not farm
Clark.
animals, and if you do not have animal farms, if you want to feed 8.5 billion people with just soy, just vegetables, the amount of land that would take up, the amount of
Look,
product that you would need.
I understood his point.
Right,
So
right, right,
he's trying
okay.
to make the claim that the amount of land and resources and etc. that would be required to feed the world fully
Got you.
plant-based would be egregious and over the top and way too much.
Oh
etc.
yeah. Well,
So,
I literally
yeah,
addressed
so-
this like in the last conversation. Before you go ahead, sorry, Keith. Because I don't want to repeat all of what I said before. Clark, are you open to being wrong about that?
No.
Okay.
What?
Well,
It's different. If you
That's
were to put this
insane.
in practice, it's very different from what anything would say. If you need to feed
Yeah,
8.5
so, I
billion
mean,
people
if-
solely off of this,
Wait,
Clark,
no matter
mean-
what information we provide you, you're not willing to be convinced of anything?
because it's not going to, there's very different things when it comes to predictions, when it comes to what people are going to say is going to happen and what would actually happen.
yeah. So wait,
Well, it's
Clark.
not predictions based on nothing. These are modeling studies where they've analyzed close to 38,500 farms across 119 countries to extrapolate the data. This wasn't data that was just like made up on a whim.
Yeah,
Like,
there
what do
you go.
mean?
So Clark,
but so when
wait. So Clark,
8.5 I just want to
no,
say
no,
this,
no.
8.5
Hold on.
billion
We
people.
know exactly what your argument is, and Keith is happy to explain this to you. But I don't want him wasting his time and his energy if you're not open to being wrong about this. Like, do you think all of your opinions are correct or something? You don't think you're ever wrong about anything?
I'm just gonna say, if you
Okay.
what is the
Yeah,
main
literally, no point.
what is the main vegetable product that vegans
Yeah.
consume?
I mean, it seems like he's more interested in talking about his own points than listening. So there's no point. Sorry, Keith. I don't see the
Yeah,
point
sure.
in wasting our precious time and energy on people who just aren't open to learning new things. This is what I say, guys. When you request up, please be open-minded. Please be open to questioning, your current opinions. Please be open to questioning how you've been raised, what your thought process is, because there's no point having a conversation otherwise. Yeah, be open-minded. Let's just have an
if there was
honest conversation.
If there was no other guests in the request, I would, maybe we can hold on to it. But yeah, if there's other
Yeah.
people waiting, I would say no.
I mean, by all means, we can explain these things to people in the comments section if you'd like, but for the guest who is just up, it's not going to work. I have explained this before. So okay, let's get on with the next one. Maybe the topic will come back up anyway. Oh, we have Chip as well. Hey, Chip.
Hey, Jem, doing a great job, by the way. I'm just here.
I appreciate that. Likewise, I saw that you were live this evening, and now here you are again, like a machine, like the machine that you are.
A machine for justice.
That's how I would describe you, Chip. No, I appreciate you being here. Like I said to Keith, feel free to jump in whenever you want if you've got any points to make, and drop off whenever you feel that you need to as well.
Can I make a real quick point on what the guest said before, just for everyone watching? It doesn't matter what the population is, just the IPCC report, the Intergovernmental Panel for Climate Change, made it extremely clear that it takes 4 times more land if you consume animal products versus if you consume only plant products. So it doesn't really matter how many people there are, because you just multiply that by the amount of people. If there's 8 billion people, then it will still be 4 times more land. It doesn't really matter. Simple.
Yeah. Yep. Simple maths. Right. Let's carry on. Joel Butt, I'm sure we spoke to you. Hitch, I tried to get you up earlier. I know you've been up here before, but yeah, your sound wasn't working earlier, so I don't know if it's improved now. I'm not getting anything from you, Hitch. Feel free to try again, but yeah, I'm not getting anything at all.
He said something about not being a homophobe in the chat. Like he said, "Yo, let me back in. I'm not a homophobe. I promise." You made a good point, and I got flustered. I'm sorry. So
that was the guy who was claiming that like he thought eating soy would turn him gay.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, let's try. Hitch, I might come back to you because I've tried you a couple of times and I don't know why the sound's not working. We've got Josh. Hey Josh, are you over 18? Hello?
Yes. Is my background noise too much for you?
Yeah, the background's loud and your voice is pretty quiet. Are you there?
Oh, okay. Is it better now?
Not really. If you're able to go... No, it's just... there's a lot of background noise and your voice in comparison to the background is quite quiet. Okay. We'll try again in a bit, Josh. I'm going to drop you for now just because we have got other people here waiting. But feel free to request back up and we can try again if we get a chance. G. Sean, are you over 18?
Yeah, I am.
Awesome. So what's your understanding of veganism, first of all?
So veganism is, obviously not eating animal products and not using animals for any sort of exploitation, etc. I mean, I've been in your life for a while, so I've heard your question.
Oh, cool. Okay, brilliant. Sorry. How do you feel about exploiting other animals?
So I'm really against that sort of thing.
Okay.
Yeah, I do eat a lot of meat and a lot of animal products. I'm obviously
what do you
against,
think exploitation?
the
before we
whole
move on,
thing.
Jishan,
Sorry.
I'm sorry. Before we move on, what do you think exploitation means?
So it depends how you see it. How do you guys see it?
So when I'm talking about animal exploitation, I mean exploiting them would be using them as a resource or using them against their own interests. How would you describe it?
Well, when you say exploitation, you presume that they have the kind of moral status that makes them sort of any use of them a rights violation. Do you know what I mean? So it's really sort of a...
So yeah, they are moral patients.
Yeah, I mean, it depends how you see it, because you can look at the animals that are growing on farms and all that sort of stuff, and I don't know what you guys want to do with these animals. You either, you let them roam in the wild and they get brutally murdered by
No,
foxes
we don't want
and-
to. We don't want to release domestic animals into the wild.
So then, what would you like to do with them if no one's going to eat them?
Wait, Jishon, I'm sorry, but I really got to go back to this because Jim told you that the definition of veganism means we reject the exploitation of non-human animals. Then
Yes.
we explained that exploitation means treating them as a resource. Do you
Okay.
agree that we should not treat animals as resources?
Well, it depends how you see it, really. Obviously, you shouldn't use them for, you know, like people have said in the past in this live, as you know, circus animals and clowning different sort of, you know, making fun of them, and almost, you know, torturing them, sort of stuff like people, you know, youthing and all that sort of stuff. You see videos online of people treating the fish with no respect and kind of, you know, there's loads of
What?
things. And
Wait, when is it respectful to take a fish out of their natural habitat and asphyxiate them? When is
well,
that
obviously,
respectful?
it's you know, that's what I'm trying to like kind of speak about, because you see people, like I'm saying, people fish and they treat the fish
Jishon,
with
like I feel like you still haven't understood the point. Like, what do you think treating somebody as a resource means?
I can't answer that.
So treating somebody as a resource essentially means you treat them as a means to an end. So for example, right, I need to clean my house, and seeing as I could always buy a mop and clean my house, but what I could also do is go outside, unalive a dog, and then use their fur to clean my house. That would
But
be
no one's
treating the
doing
dog
that,
as a
though, are they?
resource.
But nobody's doing that.
Jishon, let me finish. What else I can do is I need to eat, right? Well,
Yeah.
what I could do is go ahead and go buy some plant-based products, eat and get all the nutrition and food satisfaction that I need. But otherwise, I could also go ahead and go outside, unalive a dog and eat them. That would be treating the dog as a resource. Do you understand that treating
Yeah,
somebody
of
as a
course I
resource
understand that.
essentially implies
And you're going back to
achieving
the
a
point where you
goal?
speak about dogs, right? You're speaking about dogs and you're not speaking about actual farm animals that are being ate, right? No
I
one's
don't think
eating
it
dogs. No
matters.
one's exploiting
Jishon, I don't
dogs,
think
right?
do you think it matters which animal it is?
Of course it doesn't. But I'm trying to say that
So
you're
then
going
why
back to
would you bring
dogs
it up
when
if it's
nobody's
dog or
eating
not?
dogs. Because you're going back to, you know, pets and animals that have been culturally, you know, brought up, and they're cultural animals and they've got, you know, these cultural values behind them.
Sure, Jishan, sure. But like the point wasn't that I was trying to make. I was just trying to come back to the definition, right? And I was trying to assess what your position is. Because if I say simply, is it okay to do this to a cow, right? Can I treat a cow as a resource? Sure, I can get, for example, I can wear cotton or whatever it is that I want, but I could also unalive a cow and wear their skin. Would you say that isn't that an extremely unfair way of treating the animal? And I am treating them as a resource?
Well, I think the worst part of it all is that people kill the animals and they don't even eat them, right? If the
But
animal's going to die,
this
right?
isn't the
Listen,
point.
can I just say this point?
But this isn't the point. Can you please,
I'm sorry.
before you go down to the what you think is the worst part of it, I really need you to understand what exploitation means, because it
No,
seems
I
like
understand.
from
The
the
thing is that
beginning I
I
thought that you
understand.
don't, and you don't seem to understand that. So let's just recap. Exploitation is a position when we choose to use somebody, right, against their will in an unfair manner to accomplish a goal that we otherwise could accomplish without doing so. So, do you think it would be fair? Like, do you think exploitation is something that could ever be fair?
Sorry, what was your question?
Could exploitation ever be fair?
Not always, no. But then also,
could it ever? No, not
sometimes
always.
it could be.
Could it
Sometimes it
ever?
could be, though.
Can you describe to me an example when exploitation is fair?
When in your terms, right, how you're putting it, when an animal is brought up and bred and, you know, fed and all that sort of stuff, and it lives its life for a couple years whatsoever, right? And then we eat the animal, that's when it's fair, because
wait,
life, right?
Jishon, what has to happen in order to eat the animal? Do you let the animal die or do you unalive them?
Well, you kill them.
Can you please use the word unalive, Jishon?
Okay, yeah, you unalive them, I guess.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, no, it's no other reason other than TikTok doesn't really like the other words. Okay,
yeah,
but do you think it's fair to unalive an animal when there's no need for it?
I'd say it is, right? And can I explain why?
But wait a minute. Unaliving an animal when there's no need for it is fair to you?
Well,
I
there's
really want to
complete need
understand
for
your
it.
position.
There is complete need for it. For you, there's
No,
no
no, no,
need for it because
Jishon,
you don't use
the position
the
was
stuff
very
that it
clear from the
provides.
beginning. You can be healthy on a plant-based diet, so
You
there is
can't.
no need for it.
You can't be healthy on a plant-based diet. This is the thing.
Oh, Jishon,
I know
really?
it
I
rattles
mean,
you, and it rattles me as well. But this is the
bro,
thing. This is why
I'm
we
on.
do this sort of
Well,
stuff,
what
right?
is it that you
This
think
is why
you'd
we
be
do this
missing
thing.
out on? Wait, Jishon, do you trust nutritional science?
Not all of it.
What? How do you choose what you trust and what you don't?
Through the, well, yeah, I guess I do trust nutritional science, but I trust what actually works, right? The thing is, right?
Wait, how do
I
you know
think you
what
guys
actually
have got
works
a
or
muddled
not?
up.
Jishon,
Wait,
how do you know what actually works or not?
you look into it and you research every aspect of the plant
How?
or
Describe
every
it to
aspect
me.
of the
Jishon, describe it to me
food.
in detail. Describe it to me in detail. There's this product in front of me. How do I know if it's healthy for me or not?
Well, you look at it and you
Okay.
search it up online and
Okay.
you see the number one, right? Wait, before I say anything, right? Can I just like have my thing, let me say
No,
what
I
I want to
really
say
need to
before
go
you
through
say it,
this,
right?
Jishon. I
Because you're
really didn't want
interrupting
to.
me a lot, and I don't like
I
I
really
don't
want to.
respect it.
And sure, but I really want to get.
And I'm sorry I'm interrupting you now. I'm being
Sure.
little bit hypocritical, right? But I just want to
Sure.
let you know that I feel a bit disrespected because you're trying to butt in over me, and I'm trying to explain my point, and then we can
Jishon,
get
okay,
back to your
let me
talking.
ask you this. Let me ask you this then. What is it? What type of evidence do you need to see to believe that you can be healthy on a plant-based diet? What type of evidence? So, what
Well,
is it that would convince you that you can be healthy on a plant-based diet?
the whole range of all the nutrients, no anti-nutrients, and also the right amount of macros for that specific person.
Perfect. You can accomplish all that on a plant-based diet. Yes.
Well, you can't.
Jishon, I'm a nutritionist. Can you please educate me what exactly you would be missing out, or what exactly you can't accomplish out of what you just said?
Well, like everyone said in the chat, like a few people. So you've got vitamin B12, you've got
Okay.
fatty acids like DHA and EPA.
Wait, can you not take a
You've
supplement of
also got
vitamin
vitamin
B12?
D3, vitamin A, zinc, choline, calcium. You know,
Wait
you've
a
got
minute,
iron,
Jishon. Wait a
iodine,
minute.
selenium, cholesterol,
No, all of those are available in
carnitine,
plants also, by
carotene,
the way. So,
glycine,
Jishon,
amino acids, which is
Jishon,
basically
before you
protein,
stop, can you please for a
creatine,
second stop?
taurine, vitamin B6, vitamin B2, vitamin
Yeah,
B4.
those are not essential. Sure. So listen, Gish galloping, this
Okay,
topic
so
won't
you
make it
can't be
any better.
healthy then.
So Jishon, let me explain it to you. If you can supplement B12, that's the only thing that you can't get from plants. Everything else that you mentioned, you can get from plants. So if you can supplement B12, why exactly
But you
would you
can't
still
get
choose
enough of
to?
it. But you need to
Bro,
eat copious
oh,
amounts of each of those foods to actually get that.
A little pill has 1,000 micrograms. You can take that once a week, and it has more B12 than you will get in any form of animal product. Once a
And
week.
also you can eat 100 grams of liver and get a whole load of
How
vitamins
much?
that last you
How much
over a week.
B12 are you getting from that?
Huh?
How much B12 are you getting from that?
You're not getting B12 from liver.
Oh, okay. No, we were talking about B12, Jishan. So
Oh,
when it comes
B12.
to B12,
Oh, but I'm
yeah,
talking about the vitamins that are needed for, to be a healthy human being, right?
yeah,
When you guys,
Jishan. Listen,
can I
listen.
speak
I'll ask
though,
you yet
please?
again. No, I'll ask you yet again. What type of evidence do you need to see to believe that you can be healthy on a plant-based diet? I don't want to prove to
I
you that
told
you
you.
can be healthy. What type of evidence do you need to see? So if I show you, for example, the largest organizations of nutritionists and dietitians on the planet saying that you can be healthy on a plant-based diet, would you believe that? If I show you a study done on 500,000 people showing that the people on a plant-based diet lived longer and were healthier, would you believe that? If I show you a study done on identical twins, showing that both of them can be healthy, what exactly more do you need to convince that you can be healthy on a plant-based diet? Meta-analysis, we have that. Experts, we have that. Scientific consensus, we have that. But what exactly do you need if none of this convinces you?
Well, you need to see what food you're eating and what them foods are actually
No,
providing you.
Jishon, I'm asking you, what type of evidence do you need to see?
Well, you
Do you
need to
understand
see
that?
the evidence that the vitamins are within the food that you need.
Okay, so what type of evidence do you need to see to believe that?
I don't know, a record of the the lab test of what's actually contained within the food that you guys eat. And also back to the point that we were saying before about the soy and the estrogens and all that sort of stuff.
It
And I
does
get
not
you guys
raise estrogen.
Huh?
It does not raise estrogen or
Oh
affect
no, I know it
free-flowing
doesn't.
testosterone. We
I
have
know it
studies
doesn't.
for that.
It doesn't. It doesn't. Right? And this isn't my argument because you're not listening to me. This is what I'm trying to say. You assumed before I even, right?
If
And
you
I'm really
speak
trying to
3
be
words per
respectful
minute
to
and
you
half
guys
of
because I
them you
think you guys are
victimize
great
yourself,
people.
it's going to
You're
be difficult
respectful,
to
right?
listen to yourself.
But you speak a lot over me and it's really disrespectful, right? So
Jishan, listen, if you speak 3 words per minute and half of those are you victimizing yourself, it's going to be hard for me not to talk over you.
Oh yeah, well I'm trying to get to the point though.
Which is that you don't trust nutritional science, you don't trust the experts.
Which I
So
trust
why
nutritional
exactly?
science, and that everything favors being, carnivore and
Not at all,
eating meat.
Jishan. In fact, the study done on 500,000 people with over 30 years of data showed that people on a plant-based diet, not only that they were healthier, but they lived longer also. We have studies coming out more and more studies that if you eat more than 100 grams of white meat, your chances of gastrointestinal cancer increases. If you eat red meat, your chances of colorectal cancer increases. We know for a fact that, for example, dairy messes up with your hormones. That's why a lot of the times when you have
Oh, do you know why that
pimples
happens
or
though?
breakouts, your doctors
Do you know
recommend
why
that
that
you don't eat a
happens?
lot of dairy. You know,
You know why
Jishon,
this
that's
happens?
the simple
You know
fact
why that
about it
happens?
is
You
the
don't.
simple fact about it, Jishon, is that we have health outcomes. Okay, we don't need mechanistic data. We don't need any of this thing. We have experts' opinion, health data, and this isn't my opinion in all of this. I cannot possibly claim I'm intelligent enough to look through all the studies and make a conclusion by myself. Yeah, I'm a nutritionist. I know some things, but I trust the experts, the dietitians, the scientists behind it. And if they say that you can be healthy on a plant-based diet, what, and you deny that, Jishon, can you please formulate on what basis do you choose to deny the simple science or the the scientific consensus? On what basis do you choose to deny that?
I choose to deny that through the fact that you're missing a load and load of micronutrients that you
I
need.
understand your claim, but what's the basis for your
Oh no,
claim?
you are. This is the
What's
thing.
the basis
And
for your
also,
claim, Jishan?
back onto the dairy and
The
the milk.
basis is trust me, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah,
essentially
exactly.
that.
So
Chuck,
back to the
we're
milk,
seeking
by the way,
evidence.
the
We're
reason that
seeking
milk
evidence of your claim. I don't
messes
know
with
why
your
that's
hormones
so hard to
is because the
produce.
cows are pumped with,
Yeah, so G-Sean,
because they're sick and in these bad
okay.
It has
areas.
nothing to do with the external claim that you can't be healthy and thrive on a plant-based diet. The evidence we're seeking has nothing to do with pumping cows full of hormones or anything like that whatsoever. The thing on the table is your denial that you can be healthy and thrive on a plant-based diet. And you're elucidating that through some kind of information. We're trying to ask you what is that information and evidence that brought you to that conclusion.
Are you done?
Keith
Pretty
just asked a
obvious.
question. Yeah.
Okay. So, a numerous amount of studies that probably equate to the
Name
same
one.
studies that you guys
Just
have.
name one. Name one.
One of them, I don't have any with me right now, and I can't provide
But
them.
there's numerous amounts of them.
Your
Oh yeah,
evidence
there
can
are
be
numerous amounts of them.
denied by the same
I
extent.
just couldn't provide you with one right now at this second because I don't memorize them, right?
Okay,
This isn't my thing.
tell us something, Jishon. Tell us something about one of those studies that you read. Like, what was the sample size of those studies?
What do you mean?
The sample size of those studies.
So one of them was that saturated fat and red meat does
No,
not cause.
Jishon. What was the sample size of those studies?
I don't know what a sample size is. Can you explain that to me?
Okay, so if you don't know what sample size is, which is a basic, very simple thing when you read a study, it simply means on how many people that study was done. Like,
Oh yeah,
why?
that was I think it was 17,000 people.
Oh, that's interesting. Tell me, I'll find it right now. Tell me, I'll search for it. What's the name of the study? Or what exactly was it said? You said something about saturated fat. Okay. 17,000 people saturated fat. Look at that. Was somebody who doesn't know what a sample size is somehow is capable of reading a study better than the experts. So tell
Oh no,
me.
it's because the thing is, right, someone who doesn't let me speak and doesn't let me explain my points.
Yeah. Don't victimize yourself. Tell me what the
Exactly.
study is.
See, the thing is, right, I just want to say before I leave, you
But don't
guys are.
victimize yourself. Just say what the
Oh
study
no,
is.
I'm not. Don't worry.
Okay.
I just want to say that I think you guys are respectful, but just the fact that you speak a lot over me is really disrespectful, and It's really rude.
We're
And
literally waiting for
I'm
you to
not.
provide evidence.
Oh no.
Yeah,
That was
G-Sean,
before, right?
if you're gish galloping or not getting to the point, then obviously we have to interrupt at times in the conversation because we're trying to
Well,
keep
I'm
the
trying.
conversation
This is the
on
thing. I'm trying to
track.
get to my point, and you're not
And
letting me.
now you're interrupting me. You're complaining about being interrupted. We're trying to keep the conversation on track and ask what the source of your evidence is. Like, I don't even understand what the outcome of the evidence is that you're claiming you have. You said something about saturated fat. What about it? What does it prove? What does it show? What's the relevance of it
Well, this is
anyway?
what I'm getting to because I got interrupted before I even said what it.
Yeah,
is.
okay. If you're gonna make a point, please get to it quickly because if you're going off track and you're not addressing that, then we will interrupt
Well, I'm not.
because
I'm trying to explain it, and
we
you guys
can't just let
aren't listening to me.
we can't just let people talk for ages and ages and not get to the point that we're asking or not answer the question. So
Okay.
what?
And I fully
Okay, so
understand
what
that.
is the outcome of the study?
The outcome is the study that it found that saturated fats do not cause any sort of harm to your body, and they are way better for you than like you guys eat with the polyunsaturated fats that you guys consume. You know.
What would that
Bro, what
prove
does this have to
anyway?
do? Yeah,
Yeah,
there's saturated fat in plants also. You can have saturated fat in plants
Yeah, I
if you.
understand that, but the saturated fats within red meats. That's what I'm trying to say. You
But
guys are
see,
just.
I
Jishon, I
don't
never
understand.
mentioned heart disease. I
I
mentioned the
know you
risk of
didn't, but I'm saying
cancer.
that it doesn't. It provides you a.
No,
You
Jishon,
know.
no. Listen, I'm interrupting you right now because you made the statement that there's several studies showing the opposite, that you cannot be healthy on a plant-based diet, that you need to consume animal products. And you have provided absolutely no evidence for that. And for
Okay.
the beginning, that's what we've been asking you. You need to see to believe that you can be healthy on a plant-based diet, or what type of evidence do you have
Okay. Do you want some real
that you
evidence right
cannot?
now?
Yeah.
I'll give you real
Yes.
evidence. Okay. This was a PowerPoint that I did recently on the development of children that are actually on a vegan or vegetarian diet. And it was a
You
2024
did a
study led by the
PowerPoint,
University of.
Jishon.
Go
Okay,
on.
go on. You're saying.
This is what I'm
No,
saying.
you're saying a study. Go
This
on.
is what I'm
Mention
trying
study.
to say. A 2024 study led by the University of Bonn and CABI, analyzing over 32,000 child observations, concluded that consuming animal products significantly reduces the risk of the developmental stunting, published by the National Library of Medicine. Okay, and because of this, the animals, their food is the highest bioavailability out of any food on the planet, right? With minerals such as zinc, iron, B12, DHA, fat soluble vitamins, water soluble vitamins, proteins, and saturated fats. These are all healthy for just the children, people that are developing, right? And you'd be
Where was
stupid to
this
feed
study
your
done?
child something
Where was
like
this study? Where was this study done? Where was this study done? I have it in front of me, by the way.
University of Bonn and CABI.
No. But it reduces the children. It reduces malnutrition in.
What do you say?
So, consuming animal source food significantly improves childhood growth and reduces malnutrition in.
It didn't say that anywhere.
In sub-Saharan Africa. Jishon, this isn't a nutritional study. You understand that, right? This isn't a nutritional study. This is a what do you call it? It's a study. Wow, what do you call it when it's for people? It's a study in regards to how children, like, it's not a study about nutrition. Okay, this isn't a study comparing people who don't consume animal products or people who consume animal products. This is a study that literally shows that these children should be eating more, and one of the propositions is animal products. Like, the study says, if these children consume animal products, they will be better. That's what the study shows, and you said
Exactly.
so.
And what does that tell you?
Jishan, listen. What this study does not say that if these people would be consuming the same amount of nutrients but from plants, they would not have the same outcomes. It does not say that. It just the issue is the malnutrition in sub-Saharan Africa, and this study proposes a solution, and that is that they should eat more animal products. And that solution helps solve the malnutrition issue in sub-Saharan Africa
but it is not the only solution that can help solve the malnutrition in sub-Saharan Africa. Do you understand that?
But it's saying that it's about the development of the children's brains.
Yeah, but do you understand that,
and
Jishan?
listen, right? Our
Jishan,
point
this
is
isn't
that
this
if
isn't
you were
showing
to
this
feed
isn't
a
showing
child,
this isn't showing what you think it is, Jishan. This isn't showing that you need to consume animal products, that children need to do that. This is just showing that in the case of sub-Saharan Africa, one of the solutions to solve malnutrition for children in sub-Saharan Africa is to feed them more animal products. Another solution could also be to feed them nutritionally adequate plant-based products. But they didn't do that study. They only did it
because it's
with
not
animal
possible.
products.
Because it's
Of
not
course,
possible.
listen, Jishan, whether it is possible or not to feed those children on a nutritionally adequate plant-based diet does not negate the fact that you can be healthy on a plant-based diet. Does not negate that if
But
we
it's
had
just
the
not
money
possible, is it?
and
It's
does
the
not,
fact that you
Jishan,
guys say that it's healthy, right?
Jishan, let me finish. It does not negate whether if the system is an issue. It does not negate the problem, the fact that you could still feed these children on a plant-based diet if we had a good enough system, right? Like the only problem, like this study is just a proposition on how to solve that's what I was looking for, a social issue in sub-Saharan Africa. That's all it does. It's not a nutritional study. It says, hey, look, we have a malnutrition issue. We can solve it by feeding them more animal products. It doesn't say, oh, well, if we fed them plant-based products, they would have an issue. No, it's one of the solutions because that's the one proposed by the author of the study. If some other person proposes a different solution, then maybe that would also be put up for scrutiny.
I don't know what the relevance of this is. Anyway, Sean, hold on. You're not even a child in sub-Saharan Africa. Like, what's this got to do with why you can't be vegan anyway? Even if I still man your argument.
Points to the fact that, it points to the fact that animal products have been, is the food that we should be eating. It's the food that
but the thing is that
developed on for years.
You can't
not even
years, provide any evidence as to why we should. Guys, I think I'm going to move on because
it's from the logical standpoint.
Move on.
Maybe right. I apologize for recent.
Yeah, I don't know. It just seems like Sean is dead set on his opinion and can't be convinced, even though, you've said that we've got all of these studies, we have like the nutritional consensus, like, I don't know. And then he pulls a random study out of his ass about children in Africa. Like, what the hell? I don't know. I don't know why he thinks he knows more about nutrition than what the expert opinion is. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe he just felt too embarrassed to admit that he was wrong. So, and I think some people they would rather stick their heels in and kind of go with that than admitting that they're wrong, which is fine. If you've been proven wrong about something, there's nothing wrong with saying, okay, maybe I'm wrong about that, and being humble about it. There's nothing embarrassing about that. You really don't have to bite these bullets and like go on for about 20 minutes talking complete nonsense. It's so clear that you don't have a clue about what you're talking about. Yeah.
By the way, Jem, if I go on for so long, please interrupt me. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to make it too long. Sometimes I just get into the weed of it.
You
can safely interrupt me. I don't get bothered by anything like that.
Okay. No, you're good. Okay, let's get the next guest up. I don't know what to call this next guest, because it's like in Chinese or something. Sorry, I'm not very cultured. Apologies if that's not Chinese.
Their handle says GBN, so you can call them GBN, I guess.
GBN? Hey,
Golf, Victoria, Nancy.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Are you over 18?
No.
Okay, so you do have to be over 18 to join, so we're going to move on. Vicarious 46 and 2. Just waiting for it to load. Sometimes it takes a minute. Hang on. Nope. not working. Trade sprites. Okay, sometimes it does this if people have requested and then they've left the live, it won't bring them up. Let's try the next guest, Bella. Give it a minute. Nope. Let's try next one. Abdullah. Hang on. Okay. Nope. I hope my TikTok isn't glitching or people have like genuinely left the live. Let's try this next one. Because everybody that I'm accepting and then they're just disappearing. Right, I'm going to try Hitch again because I'm sure Hitch is in the... Okay, I just wanted to check if it was working because everyone I accepted, they just left, but it's working with Hitch, so I think it's working okay. Hitch, is your sound good now or still having problems? I'll take that as still having problems. Yeah, because we can't hear anything. Let's try Tony Styles and Friends. Yeah, nothing again. So, guys, if you are here, feel free to request on it. We've also got Joel Butt 401, but I'm sure we've spoke to that guy. Or I'm sure I have. So, I don't want to... Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how we left the conversation. I'm a bit skeptical because I might have like kicked him off for saying something atrocious when or something. I don't want to get somebody back up that I've already had a conversation with. Yeah, does anyone remember how that conversation went with Joel Butts? Yes. Sorry, Chip, were you going to say something?
No, I was going to say I don't remember the name specifically.
Okay, well, let's try anyway. I don't know if he was recently up or if I spoke to him at first. That doesn't seem to be working either. So we have no requests at the moment, you guys, and I have another 40 minutes. So if nobody does join, I may restart the live. If anybody wants to come and have a chat, then come and let us know why you went vegan. Otherwise, if I get no requests, then I'm going to assume that everybody here is already vegan and agrees with everything that I'm saying. Hold up, we have another request. Tony. Connecting. Okay, it is working. Hey, Tony, are you over 18?
I am, yeah.
Awesome. What is your understanding of veganism?
Just no consuming of any kind of meat or turning animals into any kind of product, leather, etc., food.
Yeah, sure. I mean, it all stems from the principle that we shouldn't exploit other animals, so it wouldn't necessarily be against turning them into a product. It would be against exploiting them for any purpose, so not for entertainment or transport or labor. It doesn't necessarily have to be a product. So how do you feel about animal exploitation, so using other animals as a resource?
I'm fine with it.
You're fine with it? Okay. So do you think that we should respect other animals?
Sure.
You do? Okay. So do you think that...
I mean, I think we could, or we couldn't. I mean...
No, I'm asking if we should.
Generally?
I'm saying, do you think we should?
No, I don't think we should. I don't think we should or shouldn't, but I think that practically we should. Like, we want to like minimize energy expenditure. So, for example, if I'm walking on the street, I'm not going to antagonize or attack a dog for no reason. That's a waste of my energy and time. But there's no practical reason to do it.
I mean, well, there would always be a reason for somebody to do something. They might get pleasure from it. They might get any kind of benefit from it, right? But just because
Sure.
just because you're getting something out of it doesn't mean that it's respectful or not. So do you think that, it seems like you're going a bit meta with this. Do you think that we should consider others' interests?
It depends who. I mean, if I were to turn around the idea to you, do you think you would think we should consider other people's interests?
Yeah, of course.
I'm sure
Do
you would
not?
say depends as well.
No, I think we should.
Not everybody's. I'm sure you would also say depends as well.
No, like I said, I think that we should consider. Yeah, we should consider the basic interests of other individuals. Why not?
You think everybody? You wouldn't say depends?
Yes, Tony, I think we should consider the interests of. How many times do I have to say this? I think we should respect others.
Well, I
I think we
disagree.
should consider their interests.
Tony,
Okay, why?
Considering isn't the same
So anyways,
thing.
I'm going to answer the question.
Hold
It's the
on.
simple
Really
question here, which is why aren't you
Okay.
vegan, right? That's the question.
No,
you're
if you
asking,
could,
correct?
sorry, I
I
want
can
to
directly
know
answer
what.
that.
No, sorry, Tony. I just want to know what Keith had to say, please. Sorry, Keith, go ahead.
So like when we say consider someone's interest, that doesn't just automatically mean we accept their interest, right? Someone could have an interest in like bashing the head of a small child's skull in.
Sure, and I have no idea. I have no reason to consider their interest.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that could be their interest.
Sorry.
We can consider what their interest is and whether it's a justified interest, but it doesn't mean that we just outright accept people's interests simply because they have the interest.
I get it. I get what you're saying, but it doesn't mean that I have to consider everybody else. Anyways, just a broad talk. Where are you going to? Because if we want to get to why I aren't a vegan, I can answer that directly.
Yeah. So wait.
There.
So I'm just interested in why we shouldn't consider the interests of others.
No, just because I'm saying that we absolutely should consider everyone's interest, it doesn't mean the opposite is true either. Right? So like, for example,
Okay.
if you ask any broad-based question, the answer is most likely and more accurately depends. And that's going to be true for the vast majority of people. So
Should
the
we
best thing to do is
respect
to
other
narrow it down and be
humans?
specific.
Should we respect
Generally
each other?
speaking, Generally
So
speaking, yes, we should.
So we should respect each other. Okay. Should we
Do you
respect
respect
other
Trump?
animals?
Do you
my
respect Trump?
God.
I'm
What's
just
that
wondering,
got
do
to
you
do with
respect
anything?
Trump?
What's that got to do with the
If the
topic?
answer is no, then
I
the
respect
answer
his
depends.
basic rights to life. Yes, I'm talking about basic
Okay.
respect. Should we respect
Sure.
each other's rights, each other's body, each other's
Yeah, I can
preferences?
tell you why.
You
Yes,
do?
yes,
You
okay.
think that we should?
So-
Okay. So should we respect
Okay.
other animals and
Sure, yeah.
their body autonomy? We should.
Yeah.
Okay. Can we truly respect them if we're exploiting them at the same time, if we're using them as a resource?
Yeah. That's what the natives believe.
Okay. So, no, I'm asking what you believe, Tony.
I believe what the natives believe.
Okay. Well,
We have
I
the
don't.
same beliefs.
I'm just asking what you believe. So,
Sure.
you think that we can respectfully use them as a resource. So, do you think that
Yes, correct.
it would be respectful if you were being used for your body as a resource?
By who? By who?
What's
Or
it
by what
matter?
means? I mean, these are general questions. For example, I don't do OnlyFans.
Here, maybe
wait.
there's like a concept missing here, Tony. Like, so more like clearly for you, veganism is the ethical stance against the unnecessary exploitation and oppression of sentient beings as far as is possible and practicable. Like, that would be the more complete definition for you. So, are you in favor of needlessly oppressing another human being's body for your own, specific trivial interest when you have other possible and practical means?
No, because I don't
without-
have it. I don't have a trivial desire for it.
Trivial desire for what?
For exploiting humans.
What?
Yeah.
No, I'm saying if you did have a trivial
But I
interest
don't.
in exploiting.
But I
do
don't.
you understand a
But
hypothetical?
veganism is towards animals,
Tony,
specifically
Do
non-humans,
you
correct?
understand what a hypothetical is?
Yeah, but it doesn't apply in this case. I mean,
Okay, it
that's
doesn't
just like
even
a,
have
that's
to,
ju-
Tony.
I
It
mean,
doesn't even have to be about you. If another person had a trivial interest in oppressing and exploiting another human being for their body or whatever, is that justified in your viewpoint?
That's a threat to me. So I would say no, because that threatens me and the livelihood of myself and the people around me.
Okay, so if
Right?
the threat towards another human doesn't cause a threat upon you, then it's not a problem?
I mean, generally it's preferred not to. No. Do you understand? Like, by the way, like a lot of like the argument here is around your moral stance, correct? Like that's what it boils down to.
No, like this
Yeah.
is no, this is
But
this is a
that's what
critique.
you're.
This is a
But
critique
look,
against your own stance. Like
it's
the
funny that
question
no
on
one's even
screen,
asked me
the
the
question
direct
on
question of
screen
the
isn't
prompt.
why aren't we not vegan or why are we vegan? It's why
No,
are you?
the question is why aren't I vegan? And you guys
But
haven't even asked
Exactly.
that question to me.
Tony,
You want me to
we're
answer that?
Tony, we're trying to find some common ground, okay?
Okay, but can we?
Before we get to the animal rights, we're trying to find some common ground. And what
No,
Keith has been asking you is about human rights. Do you believe in human rights? Do you believe
I
we
do
should
not believe
respect
in
the
human
rights of human?
rights. I do not believe in human rights. Rights are made up,
So
and
you
rights
no,
are
no,
enforced.
so Tony, we're not talking about legal rights here. We're talking about moral rights, you
I
know?
don't think
Like
there's no such thing as morality. It's made up.
I understand, Tony, that it's made up, but you wouldn't say that
Okay,
grape is immoral, right?
it's
Would you say
immoral to
grape is
me.
moral? No,
It's
Tony.
immoral to me,
Sure. So you see, when you say it's immoral to me, you
right?
understand the concept of what we're talking about. You have a moral system, a judgment system, where you say something is right or something is wrong. Okay.
Right.
So Tony,
So I have a judgment system.
instead of going down this path where you're trying to get some gotchas out of it, how about we try to actually find some common ground? So Tony, you say you don't believe in human rights. Do you genuinely say, like, is your moral system of value saying that humans do not have moral rights?
Humans do not objectively have moral rights.
I didn't say objectively, Tony. I
But
said
that's my
according to
belief.
your moral, Tony,
Yes.
according to your moral value system, do humans have moral rights?
No.
Okay, well, I don't have anything in common with you. If you don't believe in human rights, then it's very difficult for me to even have. So you don't believe that you deserve the right to not be exploited,
I
right?
don't have any rights. It's all made
You
up.
don't believe, Tony, do you believe if somebody chooses to exploit you, would that be right or would that be wrong?
That would be wrong for me.
Okay, that would be wrong for you. If somebody chooses to exploit another human, would that be right or would that be wrong according to
That
you?
would be wrong for me. It also depends on the person, but generally that'd be wrong for me.
An innocent person. We're speaking about
Yeah,
somebody
that
who
would
did
be wrong
nothing
for
wrong.
me. That would be wrong
That
for
would be
me.
wrong for you. Okay.
Yeah, you
Okay.
know
So
why?
Tony, so Tony, the thing about it is that you need to understand that
See,
morality isn't a set of rules that each of us make up in our own mind and say that's right for me, that's wrong for you, right?
but
Morality has to be to some extent intersubjective, right? Morality has to be logically consistent and intersubjective. What that
no, there's a
means
layer
is
deeper
that
behind it, though. No, but you're not asking even deeper questions. You're saying that if say an innocent person is exploited, and you ask me, are you against it? I'm like, I'd be against it. But you're not even asking why.
I don't think this is going anywhere,
But
Tony.
you're not
I'm
even.
sorry,
But
but
you're
you
not.
just
But
seem
you're not
disingenuous.
even going a level deep, and you're not even
Yeah,
Sure,
asking the
Tony.
same
me
I'm
question
too.
not.
as why aren't
I'm
I
not.
vegan?
Yeah.
The reasons are very obvious. Like
Then
you can
what are they?
conceptualize that you wouldn't. Yeah, you can conceptualize that you wouldn't want that same action committed upon you.
That's correct.
Exactly.
The point.
So
The
like
point.
why would you look at another fellow sentient being who can experience this world and have negative, valent states put against them and then have them be put through those negative states for a trivial interest? What's the justification
Because
for
I don't
doing
appeal to emotion. So, for example, morality is basically something that is generally made up in order to maintain order within the
Oh
tribe,
God.
right?
Yeah, this is
That's
you.
the real
We're
reason
not. I'm not
behind it.
interested in having a meta
This is a
discussion.
You're not interested in going deeper. I know. I get it. You guys haven't even asked me the question, why aren't I vegan? Like, I don't understand why
Yeah.
everyone asks the simple question.
Yeah.
We're good on having conversations with moral nihilists, honestly.
Yeah, I'm not interested in talking
If
about
you
the.
ask this person if it's okay to set a puppy on fire, like in, I don't know, some random country where he's got no personal connection to the dog, he'd probably be like, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
I'm a nihilist, by the way. I'm an existential nihilist. I don't believe this nonsense that this person was saying. Morality obviously doesn't exist, but it's a concept that we all follow regardless. It's an intersubjective concept that we all follow.
Yeah, I would say, yeah, there's different concepts of nihilism. His form of it is, yeah, like literally I don't give a shit about anything that doesn't have some kind of direct tie back to where I could be harmed or negatively impacted myself. It's just insane.
Yeah, I don't know. It's really hard to have a conversation with people who just want to get meta, because like you can't get to the crux of it, that everything that you say, everything that you ask, there's just a deflection. Well, what does that mean? Well, let's define this. Well, you know, it's, I don't know. I think it's more of like a tactic than anything, because they're just trying to come up with some kind of gotcha rather than like being honest and like actually entertaining the question that you're asking. I don't know. It just seems kind of disingenuous to me. They're just trying to pick faults with the questions that you're asking rather than engage like openly and honestly.
I mean, 100%. Like he wasn't like he doesn't believe in human rights. Why? Because they're a man-made concept. When I ask you if you believe in human rights, I don't ask you if you believe human rights are a physical identity or something that actually exists. Do you believe that humans should have rights? That's the actual question. And it's so disingenuous to claim that, well, no, your rights are a man-made thing. Come on, man. Just be genuine.
It's like saying math doesn't exist because you can't hold math in your hands. Like that. Like what?
Yeah, that's it. It's just trying to get all meta. But yeah, I mean, I think those kind of people who come up, they are in the frame of, you know, I want to debate and I want to prove someone wrong, and they're not actually here to have like an actual discussion. So yeah, I'm happy to drop them. But guys, there's 29 people here and there's nobody currently in the waiting list. So I've got half an hour left. Again, I might restart the live if nobody wants to talk. If you're under 18 and you're not vegan, feel free to put any questions that you've got in the chat. Otherwise, if you're here and you're over 18, I'm going to assume that you're vegan and that you agree with everything that we've been saying. So let me check my other stream, see if I've got any questions. So everyone on YouTube, there is a link there if you want to come up and have a conversation. I'm not here to argue with anybody. I'm not here to try and catch anybody out. I'm not here to embarrass anybody. I just want to have a genuine conversation to find out if your actions align with your morals and if you should be vegan. So come on up. We will not bite. I just want to have a chat with people, an open, honest conversation. So yeah, please. God, on the way home, I brought an energy drink because I've been working today, and then I thought, oh shit, I think my stream is disconnected. Oh, it's back. I thought, you know, I need a little boost to keep me going for the next few hours where I'm going to be yapping away. But yeah, I don't like it. It's made me feel like, bleh. I know energy drinks are so bad for yeah, I don't think you should drink them anyway, but I thought it might give me a bit of a pick me up.
Yeah, coffee or tea is like the only thing I can handle, and even that I have to like keep within reason. Like I think I haven't like diagnosed and actually checked or anything, but there's like certain people who are like hyper responders to caffeine, and I'm pretty sure I'm one of them. So
You want to try to starting the TikTok stream?
I've got another one, so I might try this one. I mean, I've got 25 minutes left. Oh, hang on. I think this guy I already spoke to is they're called Josh. I recognise their picture, unless it was maybe it was the guy who had bad sound in the background. I'll try. But yeah, no, I feel like. But the thing is, I've got this energy drink, and I'm determined to drink it until the end because I don't want to waste it. Josh.
Hello?
Are you there? Hey, did we speak before,
Yeah,
or
can
was
you
there
hear me
like
now?
an issue with? Yeah. So there was the issue, right, with the sound.
I was out by some cornfields. You couldn't really hear me.
Okay. All right. Cool. So yeah, we didn't even start a conversation, right? Because there was a load of background noise.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. I just need to
So
check. Are you over 18?
I'm over 18.
Okay, awesome. What are you saying about the prompts?
I just thought it was interesting because I haven't really thought about why I'm not vegan. It made me think. Like, I haven't really been around vegans growing up, so I just raised on meat, And then
what do you understand
thinking,
veganism to mean?
On the topic, it's exploiting animals, and you don't eat meat. You don't want to exploit animals. You don't want to use them as a resource for anything like clothes or things like that.
Yeah, have you been listening to the stream?
I listened to it a little bit, but I lost service, so I couldn't really know what's going on.
Okay.
But
I was just asking because that was like.
Or is it?
Yeah. We're not here to like debate or anything. I'm mainly here to just ask some like thought-provoking questions, see where your morals lie, and then if you're like acting in alignment with those. So how do you feel about animal exploitation, so using other animals as a resource?
So I've heard these questions before, and I agree with you on all of them. What I wanted to kind of like throw out there is, say there's such a low population of vegans right now, but like say there's 100% everybody in the world is vegan, like what is that going to look like, and will it be dangerous? Like our crop fields will be overran by wild boar and deer. Like, will we be able to sustain that? And that's kind of what I was thinking about before I lost service. Is how is that going to work? Have you thought about it?
Oh, okay. Yeah, so we would be using a lot less land, so we would have a lot less cropland that we would need to protect from wild boar and deer, because most of the cropland that we're currently using is used to grow feed for farmed animals. So we would have a lot of like natural like woodland and like wild meadows, and we'd just have a lot of land that we can restore back to its like original state. So we wouldn't necessarily have an issue, even if wild animals did reproduce and populate, and they weren't on the verge of extinction and all that. We wouldn't necessarily have this issue where we've got loads of crops that need protecting. But I think that the crops that we would need protecting, we can very easily do that without needing to harm them, right? We can find ways to protect our crops and contain them without them being overrun by other animals. Does that answer your question? Or I don't know if anyone else wants to chime in as well.
Josh, a lot of the times I'm sorry, Josh. A lot of the times we think it would take more land because we imagine somehow that animals, they just exist there. But in reality, we have to grow a lot of food to feed to the animals. A cow eats 30 to 40 kilograms of food every day. We have to feed them a lot. And obviously, we grow a lot of plants to feed to them. And if we just grew plants for us directly, we would get more calories and more protein from that with less land.
Yeah, like I understand we could definitely live a healthy lifestyle with just eating plants, but I just kind of thought of it as like we've kind of pushed animals to the brink of extinction so we could have room for the overpopulation of humans, because the population,
Josh,
from what I understand, has went up.
the reality is we removed land and all this so that we can do animal agriculture. It's not the overpopulation of humans that has used most of the land. It's animal agriculture. It takes between 3 to 10 times more land to create 1 gram of meat protein versus 1 gram of plant protein. This is a quote from a study done by the Mexican government, because they were looking into how can they sustainably maintain their population size with food. And they realized that if everyone eats meat, they can't maintain that. But they can't feed everyone.
Right. And I was looking at more of like I guess it would be more extreme because I don't think everybody will turn into to be a vegan, but I just figured it because we hunt deer around where I live and wild boar to protect our crops and our corn and just to make sure they're not overpopulated in an area where people are like running into them on the street and getting, car accidents over it. I just thought if we let them be and we don't control their population, wouldn't they take over all of our, everywhere? Wouldn't they just take over where we're living? If we don't ever
Yeah.
kill them?
So
Well,
yeah. So oh, sorry, Chip. Did you want to say something?
yeah, I was just gonna say, Josh, it won't. And this is not an issue that it's in relation to veganism per se. Like, you could make the point that maybe there is some wildlife that we need to take care of, that we need to make sure that ecosystems and such are balanced. But this has nothing to do with veganism because it's an issue, sure, and it's an interesting issue to discuss with. But veganism merely portrays this idea of seeing animals as resources, seeing them as something that you could just take from because you can. We know in the situation of ecosystems, we wouldn't want to unalive animals. We would be doing it because we want to look after the interest of the ecosystem, not because we see them as resources or something, right? So we first and foremost want to stop this idea that animals are seen as resources.
No, I understand that. I just was thinking more in the long run of the outcome of veganism if everybody switched to it and you won your,
Yeah.
I wouldn't say debate, but you kind of proved everybody to switch to it. What would be the outcome of it and how would we sustain it? Because, like even with humans, like we pushed Indians into small reservations so we could take over the land. And I feel like that's what would end up with the animals. We would have to do that to them in some way. Like the end result would be us still treating them like a resource, not a resource, but not humanely.
But I fail to see, Josh, like, why do you think that if everyone in the world were vegan, all these issues that we currently have would somehow get worse?
No, I'm not saying that. The only issue that I would say is getting worse is just them overpopulating all the areas that we live in. If we don't kill them.
Well, but okay, but before we go down that path, right? Do you agree that everyone in the world should be vegan and that we shouldn't be, like, if this wasn't an issue, do you agree that everyone should be respecting animals?
Uh, I think everybody should have their own choice. I'm not going to say that I would make that decision for them. It's so ingrained in us.
Okay.
Too. I mean,
Um.
it's just generations
Sorry.
of
There's
people
just
doing that to survive.
Yeah. Okay. I just wanted to address a couple of things that you've said about like overpopulation. So again, we would have more land, but I think in a vegan world, the first thought wouldn't be, oh, there's loads of animals coming and they're eating our crops or they're, infringing on our living spaces. It wouldn't be, let's unalive them or let's exploit them. It would be, okay, well, how can we, maintain our land and keep our crops in the most ethical way? That would be the first thing. And yeah, again, and then you mentioned about having a choice. So I just wanted to address that because I feel like we're moving on to a different topic. But I'll also say, like in the human situation, like you could argue that humans are overpopulated. And again, our first thought isn't, oh, let's resort to unaliving them, because we recognize that they have the right to life, right? And that would be somebody's choice to do that. You said that you feel that people deserve a choice. I would say that my argument as a vegan would be, yeah, by all means they should have a choice, but if that choice infringes on somebody else's basic rights and their body autonomy, then they shouldn't have that choice, right? Like if somebody chose to exploit you, Josh, I would be against that because I think that our choices only go so far as to not infringe upon somebody else's body. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I just wanted to bring this topic up, and then also what you said at the end there. Like I could make it to where they understand the morality of it, but people are going to make their own choices. Kind of what I meant, you know. I can't control everybody, and they're still going to choose to do that.
Well, let's talk about your choice. So, you said that you agree with the. I mean, I'm kind of paraphrasing here because I can't remember exactly what you said. But when you came up, you said something like you agree with veganism or something along those lines, and then went on to ask about how things would look in a vegan world. But I guess I just wanted to establish. So, do you think that we should be respecting other animals?
Yes.
Okay. And do you think that it is respectful to, or we can truly respect them if you're exploiting them or if you're treating them as a resource?
No, not if you're treating them as a resource.
Okay. So then, do you feel that there's anything preventing you from being vegan and living in alignment with your values then?
No, I guess it's just lack of knowledge and a little bit mixed with a little bit of laziness, to be honest. Just to,
Okay.
for me to like, I would have to, just because they make like grocery, that's to depend on, you know, grocery stores and things like that. It's a little bit of laziness, I guess I would say, to grow my own crops and do all of that. It's a lot of work. And I'm busy.
Well, you don't have to grow your own crops. You could just buy them. I mean, most people, I wouldn't expect anybody to grow all their own crops. You could just buy them. Do you have like a supermarket? Or like a,
Yeah, I do.
What do they say in America? Instead of supermarket, they say, I don't know, what do you guys call a supermarket?
The grocery store.
Like the grocery store,
But
yeah.
in America, they make everything that is like vegetables. They make vegetables way more expensive than meat. They make it expensive to be healthy and eat like a vegan.
Yeah, I mean, so sorry, I'm stretching my legs out. So the cheapest foods worldwide are rice, pasta, lentils, grains, legumes, all of these kind of foods. There may be, I mean, they may have like really cheap meat because they subsidize that, but the more vegan foods that you demand, then the cheaper it's going to become anyway, because there'll be a higher demand for it, so they'll be able to produce it in like a higher volume. But yeah, I mean, on average in the West, it can be a lot cheaper. Sorry, Keith, you say your thing.
I was gonna say, just to make it like simple, right, in your mind's eye here, like the dinner plate in front of you that you eat right now, which we could say like you have some russet potatoes, you've got like some peas and corn and maybe some like side salad, and then you've got like a cut.
Yeah.
Replace to, you know, have it kind of like slot in with veganism would be the chicken breast. So you would replace that with, you know, a vegan protein option. So that would be like beans, legumes, tofu, tempeh, seitan, like all these things in terms of their cost per gram of protein are very inexpensive for the most part. So like chicken, for example, is about 4 cents per gram of protein. Beef is about 7 or 8. You know, eggs are fairly inexpensive. They're like 1 to 2 cents per gram of protein. But yeah, then when we look at like comparable plant-based options, you know, tofu on the like slightly higher end is about 4 cents per gram of protein, similar to chicken. Seitan is about 1 penny per gram of protein. Things like beans, legumes, lentils, etc. These are about half a penny per gram of protein. So you can definitely find options that are going to be plant-based that are replacing the animal products within your standard dinner table meal. And if you think about it in that way, rather than like thinking that you're like changing the whole plate to be something else, you're really only kind of changing one quadrant of that plate rather than the whole thing for the most part.
Right. No, I know there's ways to do it. And I can
Josh,
probably find cheaper ways to do it. But... Yep.
Yeah, that I get you, because I know you said the main thing is like knowledge and laziness. I think that probably more so it's, I would say, maybe like motivation. Because if you have the motivation to go vegan, then you'll find a way to get that knowledge and to overcome. I mean, I wouldn't maybe I don't like using the word laziness. I don't think that like people are necessarily lazy. It just maybe you don't have like the motivation to go away and to put that effort in, but that doesn't mean that you're lazy if you don't do it. I think I just want to give you a bit of perspective here, because let's say you were in the position of the victim and you were being exploited for your body. How soon would you want your injustice to end?
Yeah, pretty quickly.
Okay. And if the person...
when I was saying laziness too, is like I would have to use a lot of effort to change what I've been raised. Like, it's ingrained in me. I've been hunting my whole life, and
maybe
things like that.
Yeah.
It would take a lot of effort to pull away from that.
Maybe initially, yes, but I think after 3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks, you start developing new habits. You become accustomed to new tastes. You find new ways of living, new preferences, and then after that becomes your new norm, and it's no additional effort after that. But let's say that you were being exploited and your oppressor said to you, I don't agree with exploiting you, Josh. I think that I should be respecting you. However, this is my norm. It's going to take a lot of effort for me to change, and I don't really have that knowledge. What would your response be to that?
No, I understand how stupid it sounds. Like, I understand. I'm just saying.
Oh no, I don't think
you're getting at there.
No, I don't think it sounds stupid.
I was just saying to be honest with myself and kind of tell you what I'm talking about.
Yeah. No, I'm not saying.
I think what Jem is trying to get at here is like. I think what Jem's maybe trying to get at here is like the ethical commitment to like, okay, you're right, these are like all good points, and I should be like trying my best, and like that would just be the ethical commitment. Like, I'm gonna be doing my best from like here on to try to do this, right? That would be like the ethical commitment that I think you would hope for your oppressor to do for you, and what we would hope that you would do here in this situation as well. Like, and I think your best effort is probably better than you might be thinking at like just like a glance right now. But yeah, it really only takes like a couple of weeks of effort to start, intuitively start doing things. Like, if someone their entire life hasn't been, buckling their seatbelt every time they get in the car, and then you ask them to follow, the pattern of buckling their seatbelt, they have to think about it a little bit, right, when they start doing this as like an action. So they not intuitively are doing it. So initially they're thinking about it every time they get in their car, like, okay, I got to be smart, I got to be safe, I'm going to buckle my seatbelt. And then you do that, 3, 4, 5 times, etc., in a row. After like a couple of weeks, it becomes second nature to the individual, where you get in your car and without thinking about it, you just put your seatbelt on. And that's really what we're trying to say here is like, yeah, those things are like, somewhat impedances that can be in your psyche and can make it a little bit harder to like, just rationalize for a moment. Like, you might accidentally start doing an action that, isn't vegan. And that's one thing. Like, it's one thing that kind of like, oh, I accidentally slipped up and I didn't mean to do this, and now I'm going to do better, versus I'm going to intentionally keep doing this even though I know it's wrong and I have the power to change, right?
Right.
Yeah, but I think that in order to do that, you have to have the desire to want to, using Keith's example, put your seatbelt on. So this is why I would recommend going away and watching a documentary, because that for me I saw what was happening to the animals with my eyes, and then that gave me the motivation to go out and overcome the things that you're struggling with, for example, like having the motivation to want to go away and make that effort to become vegan and to not be responsible for that. So Josh, can I ask, so how many more animals should be exploited on your behalf from now?
How many more should be?
Yeah.
I don't think any of them should be. It's just
Okay.
It's gonna happen,
Yeah, that's the answer she's looking for.
Yeah, I mean, you could choose for it not to happen by going vegan. I mean, because you're the only one who's standing in the way of it being zero or more than zero. Like you have the power to make it zero if you choose for it to be. And like Keith said, there might be some instance where you slip up. That doesn't make you any less vegan. As long as you've got the intention to not exploit them, then you're vegan. You're against that, and you're making the effort to not be part of that. But Josh, are you willing to go away and to watch something?
Yeah, but a lot of like circumstance for me though is why I can't too. I'm property of the government, so I kind of have to eat meat to survive because what's in our MREs.
Because of what?
They don't give us vegan MREs, so we kind of don't have a choice.
What does that mean?
Are you saying you're in the military?
Meal ready to eat. Yeah, Marine Corps.
Oh, they offer vegan options now. You'll have to like speak to like higher ups and whatnot about making it available for yourself, but like that's something I'll double check this right now for you. But
oh yeah, because
that's something I remember reading not too long ago that those are.
Yeah, vegan. So veganism is a protective. It's a protected belief,
they have,
Josh.
Like,
so
pinto pasta or something like that. But
yeah, because it's a protected belief, then you have the right to not be responsible for animal exploitation. It's not like something that you're forced to be part of, and most like institutions, well, you can take them to court if they don't provide a certain option, like education or workplaces, places like that. Like you have the right to not pay for something that, or you have the right to not be part of a system that goes against your morals. That's your right as a human. It's a protected belief. But yeah, you may
they're
like
starting to get more towards that military, like with religion and everything else. But when I first joined, there was no way that was possible. Like we did survival, like in the Arctic Circle, and we had to like part of our survival training was we had to like kill a caribou, and we had to split it between our squads and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's you can take.
I realized where I had to slip up in my. Where I had to slip up in my thought process. So the article I was thinking of, so specifically it's an article talking about how the U.S. Army wants to start manufacturing meatless protein options for combat zones, like making these available in MREs. It looks like, there are vegetarian options that you can find, and that might be like the best that you could do, for example, for the time being. But yeah, like it seems like there's some initiative being pushed internally for fully plant-based MREs. Not sure when that's going to happen exactly, but again, to Jem's point, like veganism is just, it's not a plant-based diet. Veganism isn't a plant-based diet. So if like you're literally being forced into like a combat zone and there's literally no other choice to consume something, other than this MRE that has animal products within it, I mean, that's not really innately going against vegan ideals at the end of the day. It's unidealistic to vegan ideals, but it's not really effectively going against it, because in that scenario, you're like, I'm like, I don't know, 30 trenches deep in the middle of wherever the hell, and I have no other option to consume something other than this little bag of food in front of me. Like, no vegan is going to like demand that you suddenly magically make a garden appear in front of you.
Yeah, that's it. It's about, it's about doing what you can as far as what's possible and practicable within your current situation to live by your values and to not be responsible for their exploitation. But yeah, Josh, I am gonna have to wrap things up. I was just
an update. Apparently, 2027.
Oh, I was about to tell you too. I have to go, but I just want to bring up that first topic and kind of put it in your mind and see what you guys thought about it. It was good talking with you guys.
Yeah, appreciate that. Would you be open to watching a speech on YouTube?
Yeah, do you got the name of it? Or?
Yeah, so it's called The Most Important Speech We'll Ever Hear. It's on this link here. So you're welcome to take a screenshot or take a note of that, or whatever's easier for you. Yeah, it's the first one on there. It's called, I think it's called The Most Important Speech We'll Ever Hear. Yeah, I think that it's good because it's got a little bit of footage, but also it's a speech that's kind of designed to question the way that we've been raised and the way that we've been taught to think. So I would recommend giving that a watch. But yeah, I will have to wrap up here for now. But Josh, you're welcome to come back on up, in a week or a couple of weeks.
Thank you.
And let us know your thoughts of that if you've managed to watch it, and let us know where you're at.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Awesome. All right. Thanks for coming on up.
Yep, have a good one.
Right. So yeah, I am going to have to end it here because it is 10. It's been a bit of a quiet stream, probably maybe not over on YouTube, but on TikTok, probably one of my quieter ones. I think views I've had maybe 30, 40 consistently throughout the whole thing, whereas usually I start with near 100 and then it slowly drops out. But I mean, we have had consistent conversations, which has been good, and I haven't had to restart. So yeah, it's still been good, and I think we've had some productive conversations and some interesting conversations. So I think it's been a good one. Chip's gone, but I appreciate Chip being here up on the panel, and Keith is still here. Keith, I appreciate you coming on up and getting involved on the panel as well. But yeah, and obviously to anybody who stayed around in the background as well, in the comment section. And Chip, thanks for the roses. I did see those, but we were mid-convo, so yeah, I appreciate that. I was chatting away. I've got another guest request, Cambria. I do apologise, I won't have time to have a chat with you, but I will be back next week, same time, 7:30 till 10, next Tuesday. But yeah, I will head off for now. Thanks again. See you, Keith.
Yep, thanks for having me. Have a good one.
Appreciate it. Right, let's see. And okay. Oh my god, I've made 0.09 US dollars. Wow. Yeah, look, 799 viewers. That's pretty terrible for compared to usual. So I don't know what's happened there. Maybe YouTube maybe TikTok has made me invisible. Maybe it's limited me. Who knows? Let's see what happens next week. I still had people in the live, so that's cool. Yeah. So YouTube, thank you for everybody who stuck around. Really appreciate it. I appreciate anybody who's moderated, and yeah, I don't really have chance to keep on track with the comments there, but yeah, I appreciate all the love as well. Let's see what's going on. Live chat. Wow, Jem, you can retire now. Yeah, retire to bed, and then I've got a load of content to work on for the next couple of days. So yeah, it really sucks because I was in a position where I had like a load of content. Oh man, I worked so hard to get to a stage where I was like feeling super organized. I had like this week and the next week of content all scheduled, and I was working on the week after, and I was like, yeah, this is great, I'm feeling really organized. And then over one weekend I had a birthday party, so it was like a 2-year-old's birthday party, so I went to that, so couldn't get any more content, and then and now I'm like in a position where I've got nothing, and back to like square one. So it's like, I worked so hard to get to that point, I'm gonna have to do it all over again. It's bloody impossible, because I like to have stuff going out every day, you know, like consistency. I like to have, so Monday short video, Tuesday live stream, Wednesday short video, Thursday short video, Friday long video, YouTube, Saturday short video, Sunday short video. That's my aim, but it's just not possible. It's just like, because I'm trying to work like Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday at work, probably on the weekend trying to go out and get more content, and then there's a couple of days where I've literally got to fit the whole rest of my life in, and all the editing, and then editing on my lunch breaks and in the evening. So anyway, I'm kind of like, I'm not having a moan. I wouldn't change it. But yeah, I'm just saying that like I'm not having any content going out at the moment for the next couple of days. So yeah, I've got to work on that, get to that position again. Because some of my short videos do all right, you know, like Instagram, the last one, it got over 100k. The last content that I uploaded when I did the dog meat thing. So yeah, I do want to like keep prioritizing making short videos, and I think, you know, it's good to have a bit of a combination, live streaming, short video, long form content as well. So yes, anyway, I think it's time to stop talking, because I'm sure you've all had enough of hearing me yapping on. I don't know, maybe not. Maybe some of you have. So yeah, what's going on? Thank you, Vegan Cars. Oh wow, I've just had a donation come in. Savvy Coops, thank you so much. That's like 20 euros, I think it is. Yeah, that's so much appreciated. Let me give that a heart. Really do appreciate that. Hopefully what I can do is eventually, when I'm making like a consistent amount, hopefully I can drop some of my hours at the sanctuary, so I can spend more time doing activism. And I think I was saying at this start, yeah, I do want to start going out and doing lives in the street as well, but I need to free up some time to give myself time to do that. So hopefully that will be the next thing. So when I can get to that point, which I will eventually, you know, even if it takes like until I'm 60, I'll do it. I'll get there eventually. And yeah, I'm happy. I'll wait as long as it takes. So yes, thank you so much. Appreciate you all. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it there for now and get some rest, and yeah, hopefully see you guys all next week. I hope you have a fantastic week, and I'll see you all soon. Goodbye for now.